morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Rounds Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are going to be bringing you a Pacific League matchup between the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. It is the first game of the series this week, and it is one of only two games that are on their traditional home fields, as 4 games are going to be played on a neutral site. These two ball clubs here are at opposite ends of the spectrum. Right now, the Hawks are leading the Pacific League with a 23-9-2 record. The Tohoku Rakuten Gold Eagles are tied for 4th with the Oryx Buffaloes. They are 15-19-1. And that's going to be the matchup here for this evening. When we look at the other information on these teams, when we look at the matchups, the Monday game matchups, or I should say the Tuesday game in Japan, Monday North American time, the Fukuoka Ball Club is 4-2 on Tuesdays. Tohoku is 2-3. So far in the month of May, nobody has really separated themselves from anybody else. Right now, the best team in the NPB are the Amuri Giants, who are 6-4. Everybody else is pretty much flirting around the 500 mark. The Hawks are 5-3, and the Golden Eagles are 4-5. Against each other this season, the Hawks currently have an advantage as they have a 3-2 lead in the series in 2024 against the Golden Eagles. But something that is interesting to note is the home and away records. The Hawks have the best home record in the league. They are 12-4 at home, but they are outstanding on the road as well, 11-5, playing .688 baseball. On the other side of the spectrum, the Eagles play better away from home as they are 8-8 on the year. They're only 7-11 in front of their home crowd. They have the second worst record in the NPB. Only the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars are worse than them. So battle of first versus fourth tonight. And we're going to give you the starting lineups, first of all, from the visitors from Fukuoka. Leading off and in center field is number 23, Yukio Shudo. Batting second and playing shortstop is number 6, Kenta Imamiya. Hitting third and doing the designated hitting is number 9, Yuki Yanagita. And the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 25, Hatake Yamakawa. Batting fifth and left field is number 3, Kensuke Kondo. Batting in the sixth spot is the right fielder, number 61, Yudo Kawamura. Batting seventh at third base is number 29, Ryoya Kurihara. Hitting eighth and doing the catching is number 19, Takuya Kai. Batting ninth at second base is number 13, Masaki Momori. And they're going to be facing Cody Ponce, who takes a 2-2 record to the mound. He's worked 28 innings. He's allowed 37 hits. He's given up 18 runs, 16 of which have been earned. He's walked 5 and struck out 22, and he's got an ERA of 5.14. Well, that's the starting lineup for the visitors. Now your starting lineup for the home team from Tohoku. Leading off in right field is number 51, Yuya Ogo. Batting second and playing shortstop is number 66, Itsuki Moribayashi. Hitting third at third base is number 3, Hideo Asamura. The cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 35, Hiroki Shimochi. Batting fifth at first base is number 7, Daichi Suzuki. Batting in the sixth spot and playing in left field tonight is number 30, Ryuya Taira. Hitting seventh in center field is number 8, Ryosuke Tatsumi. Hitting eighth and doing the catching is number 70, Tsuyoshi Ishihara. And batting ninth at second base, wearing number 0, is Hirota Kobakata. And they're going to be facing tonight the right-hander Kohei Arihara, who takes a 3-2 record to the mound in 6 starts. He's worked 45 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 31 hits, 12 runs, 10 of which have been earned. He's walked only 8 and struck out 36. And he's pitched to a sparkling 1.97 ERA. Well, Ponce has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're about ready to get this one underway as we welcome everybody in here to the stream. Our friend Titus in the house and Zay, thanks for jumping in tonight. We are 50-50 on tomorrow's game. We're going to try to get it done. It is early starts again tomorrow. I'm not sure where that's going to sit. We'll look at the pitching matchups for 1, and then 2, depends on how quickly I can get back home tomorrow night to be able to do that. So here we go. The first pitch of the ball game is ready to come at 2:01 Japan time, and the first pitch is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and we are underway in Tohoku. For Shudo, he's hitting .304 on the season, no homers and 5 RBIs. He takes a fastball upstairs. The count runs even to 1-1. Hawks, in a beautiful sunny day, are wearing their black tops with the white pants. The Tohoku Ball Club in their all whites today with the maroon trim. Fastball swung on and grounded foul past the first base coach's box. Count remains at 1-2 to Shudo. Shudo's going to have to get himself a new piece of lumber as that last one was sawed off in his hands. So he's got the spray to get a little bit of pine tar on there, and we'll be ready to go in a minute. Defensively today for the Eagles, from left to right field, it is Taira in left, the center fielder's Tatsumi with the right fielder, Ogo. Around the horn from first to third, Suzuki at first, Kobakata at second, Moribayashi at short with the third baseman Asamura, with Ponce and Ishihara the battery. And there's a fastball that just misses for a ball, and now it runs 2-2 to Shudo. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shudo leading it off here in this top of the first inning. Check swings and fouls that one away over on the third base side. That was more in self-defense. The fastball was more on the inner part of the plate, or inside off the inner part of the plate. He just sort of stuck the bat out to try to keep it alive. We got our friend CV baseball card collector in the house tonight. Caesar, welcome you to the stream as well. Your guy Cody Ponce on the mound tonight. There's a fastball that misses outside, and it's now 3-2 to Shudo. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Imamiya and Yanagita to follow here in the first inning. It's early baseball from Japan. And the pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2 to Shudo. This is exactly what the Hawks would want. Nothing more that you'll like to see is your leadoff hitter battling away with the pitcher of the first at bat of the game. Pitch number 8 ready to come here. Here comes the offering from Ponce. And he delivers a fastball that swung on and missed. And Shudo goes in the books for strikeout number 1, but it is a quality at bat as he faced 8 pitches, really making the pitcher work, but 1 in the books, and that is going to bring up the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya. Our friend CV says in the chat, I thought you said Sidney Ponson. No, Cody Ponce. If we said Sidney Ponson, we'd be thinking of Aruba, I do believe, as he is a native of that area of the world. So Ponce ready to go. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that catches the outside corner to Imamiya, and the count is quickly 0-1. Imamiya started off strong, but his average has dropped down to the numbers we're accustomed to seeing. He's hitting .232 with a couple of homers and 5 runs driven in. He takes a breaking ball down and away, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Some empty seats, surprisingly, in Tohoku for this one today, a matinee affair. Fastball swung on its line foul down the right field line, and the count remains now at 1-2 to Imamiya. Tohoku trying to unlock the magic combination for some wins as they find themselves a few games under the 500 mark. As the right-hander works himself to the set position, and now he kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, chopped over to first, fielded neatly by the first baseman Suzuki, who takes it himself. That's going to go down as a ground out to 3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 Hawks up and 2 Hawks down, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Yuki Yanagita. Well, for Yanagita tonight, he enters the game with a .306 average. He's got 4 homers and 27 runs batted in. Yanagita was named the Player of the Month in the Pacific League, or Offensive Player of the Month, for the month of April. The first pitch is a fastball that misses up, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Yanagita. Yanagita is drinking from the fountain of youth this year. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses upstairs again, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Yuki Yanagita. Right-hander again delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to first base, but Yanagita never even got out of the box as he fouled that off his foot. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is to Yuki Yanagita. As we said, he is drinking from the fountain of youth this year, and I don't know if that has to do more with Hotaka Yamakawa hitting behind him in the lineup. With Yamakawa and Kondo, he's getting more pitches to hit. 2-1 on the way. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 2-2 to Yanagita. This year, the Hawks have 3 hitters in their order that can do damage at any time, and certainly Yanagita and Kondo hitting north of 300. But Yamakawa supplying the power with 9 home runs. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to do it. Yanagita's in the books. Ponce strikes out 2 of the 3 batters he faces here in the first inning. But that will do it here for the Hawks in the top of the first inning. No runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through a half inning. It is the Hawks no score. The Eagles coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back with the call of inning bottom of the first inning when we return right after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Drops Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. We're cruising to the bottom of the first inning. It's going to be Yuya Ogo, Atsuki Moribayashi, and Hideto Asamura to come to bat here to face the Hawks starter Kohei Arihara in the bottom of the first inning. Ogo stepping in, hitting .297 on the season with a homer and 9 runs batted in. He has also swiped 10 bases. Both he and Hiroto Kobakata have combined for 21 bags this year so far. As the right-hander Arihara ready to deliver. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Ogo. Ogo batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Arihara. As the right-hander is working from the stretch, despite nobody being on, here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. It is popped up into shallow center field. Coming in on it is Shudo. He's underneath it. He's battling the sun. But he's going to make the catch, and that's going to retire Ogo for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That'll bring up the shortstop Atsuki Moribayashi. For Moribayashi on the season, he's hitting .270. He's got himself a homer and 10 RBIs. He's pretty much now the lockdown option at shortstop. A couple of seasons ago, Hiroto Kobakata was playing that position regularly. Last year, it was sort of split duty there with Kobakata, as Kobakata started to move around around the park as that fastball misses low and the count is 1-0. But now it looks like it is Moribayashi's job to lose. And as long as he keeps hitting, one would think he's going to keep playing. So here comes the 1-0 offering from Arihara. It is a fastball that cuts the plate in half, and that runs the count even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Moribayashi batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Arihara, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This is grounded over to third, fielded on the glove side by the third baseman Kurihara. He throws to first. Moribayashi is in the books on a ground out 5-3 for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that'll bring up the third baseman Hideto Asamura. Well, for Asamura entering tonight's ball game, he's hitting .233. He's got 4 homers and 21 RBIs. Asamura got off to a slow start and has slowly been inching his batting average up the ladder a little bit here. His power has been spread around a little bit. As the first pitch on the way is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. It's slicing toward the foul line, and the right fielder Kawamura is going to run out of real estate, and that is going to drift into the seats for a long strike to Asamura. Defensively tonight for the Hawks, from left to right field, it is Kondo in left. The center fielder is Shuto, and the right fielder is Kawamura. Round the horn from first to third, it's Yamakawa at first. The second baseman is Mamori. Mamiya at short, and Kurihara at third with the battery of Arihara and Kai. There's a fastball swung on and fouled off the catcher and the home plate umpire, and then the count now is 0-2 to Asamura. So no balls and 2 strikes. There are other games in the NPB that are also underway, and we'll get you caught up with those in just a moment. The other game that is underway is in Hokkaido between the Fighters and the Lions. As that breaking ball misses down and away, and the count is 1-2 to Asamura. Games that will go off at 6 o'clock Japan time are all neutral site games, and then a 6:30 game will take place between the Buffaloes and the Lions. Buffalo Lion game will go off in Naha as the pitch is on the way, and it's a fastball that misses down, and the count now is 2-2. That is in Okinawa. The other games, the Bay Stars and the Giants, Carp and Swallows and Tigers and Dragons, all neutral site games tonight. As the 2-2 pitch is ready to come here to Asamura. As Arihara kicks and fires, it's a fastball swung on and grounded foul just past the bag at third base, and the count remains at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. As we say, a rare Tuesday ball game here for these two clubs, as we are on the call tonight for this one. And as we said, tomorrow night we might bring you another one. We have to see how things shape up. Right-hander ready to go again. Arihara delivers. Breaking ball misses down. It runs the count to 3-2 on Asamura. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Right-handed hitting third baseman. Waiting here on the offering as the pitch is ready to fly. Here it comes. Kicks and delivers. Fastball misses inside. They appeal over to the first base umpire, and I don't know if that ball was tipped foul or if that was there. They were appealing as if it wasn't, but it looks like the pitch was actually fouled away by Asamura. Yeah, and there it was. I can see why now. It was a foul tip into the glove of Takuya Kai, and he couldn't hang on. So that's exactly what had happened. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it remains. This is going to be pitch number 8 of the at-bat for Asamura as the righty Arihara delivers. Fastball swung on, popped up into the infield here on the right side. Coming over underneath it is the first baseman Yamakawa, and he makes the catch in foul territory. And that is going to do it. Asamura is retired for out number 3. Well, the Eagles go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We are through 1 complete inning in Tohoku. Your score is the Hawks 0 and the Eagles 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back at the call at the top of the 2nd inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the order to come to bat here for the Hawks in inning number 2. That means Hatake Yamakawa, Kensuke Kondo, and Yuta Kawamura. You face the right-hander Cody Ponce, who delivered 17 pitches in his first inning of work. Right-hander delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 to Yamakawa. Yamakawa on the season is batting .235. He's got 9 homers and 35 runs batted in. Not bad considering he missed pretty much all of last season. Fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-2. We'll get into the domestic allegations and things that trailed him around last year, but the Saitama Cebu Lions, when I was in Saitama last year, pretty much sent him packing. They took all his posters, billboards, everything down. Fastball misses away, and the count is 1-2. He was basically ignored by the home fans for pretty much the whole year. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted, foul. Going to reach the seats well down the left field line. Count remains at 1-2. And then unceremoniously dealt in the offseason from Saitama to Fukuoka. And of course, Fukuoka welcomed him with open arms. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yamakawa as the right-hander Ponce gets his sign from his catcher Ishihara. As the 1-2 is on the way, it's a breaking ball, waved at and missed. And that is going to retire Yamakawa. He's in the books for out number 1, and that will bring up the left fielder Kensuke Kondo. Our friend CV seems to find the emojis humorous. Those are the first times I think I've seen any of those things posted up. He says, similar to Julio Urias with the Dodgers. So I was going to say, or Julio Urias maybe with the Bay Stars next. I have a feeling that's probably where he's going to land. Here's the first pitch fastball that misses inside to Kondo, and the count is 1-0. Much like Roberto Osuna, Osuna, of course, wanted to come back to Major League Baseball. There was no offer of a contract toward him at the table, so he was locked up for 4 years by the Hawks for close to $30 million. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball, misses inside. Count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Kondo batting that .325 on the season with the 4 homers and 17 RBIs. That middle part of the batting order is a very dangerous crew. Fastball misses outside. It's now 3-0 to Kondo. The power that the Hawks possess, unlike any other team in the NPB, is that fastball misses down. And it's ball 4. 4 straight balls has put Kondo aboard, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Yuto Kawamura. As a ball club, the Hawks are sitting on 22 home runs. In the NPB, only the Swallows have more. But the Hawks do lead the Pacific League in that department. And what also is interesting is not only do they lead the league, or not just the Pacific League, but they lead the entire NPB in stolen bases as well. So they got some juice in the bat, and they got some speed on the base paths. And collectively, they have the best batting average in the NPB. They are offensively potent. First pitch fastball swung on. It is popped up behind shortstop. Moving back on it onto the outfield grass and shallow left field is Murray Biashi, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Kawamura for the second out of the inning. And then when you look at the pitching ledger, the Hawks have the best team ERA in the NPB. They are at 1.99, the only team below a 2.00 earned run average. So they're doing it from both sides of the ball. And on top of it, that's no wonder why they have the best record at 23-9-2. And that said, they have, with their 9 losses, the only team yet to not have reached double digits in that category. Everybody else has got at least 14 or more. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1 to Ryoya Kurihara. Kurihara hitting .243 on the year with no homers and 16 runs driven in. Our friend CV says Urias didn't get a look in the Mexican League either as they throw over to first base. Honestly, I really don't know what's going on with him. Last time I heard the report that they were talking about him maybe going over to Japan, and I wouldn't be surprised that it is the Bay Stars. Wouldn't bat an eye that they would bring him in. They have the money. Here's the 0-1. Fastball swung on and missed. Now the count goes to 0-2. I'd have to look at their import situation. Off the top of my head, Tyler Austin on the offensive side, who popped a hamstring in April after a good start, he is still with them. He's about ready to come back. I haven't checked the last couple of days. He may already be back. He was rehabbing. But then they also have Anthony Kay and Rowan Wick. Fastball misses, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Kurihara. The last time I looked, Wick was down in the minors. So those are the first three Bay Stars that are import players that come to mind, but they certainly could always upgrade any of those ones because Arias is a borderline Cy Young candidate. Fastball swung on, grounded to short. Murray Biaggi fields it. His play is to first, and that is going to end it. He looked to go to second, but the second baseman, Kopkata, nowhere to be seen. It's going to be a ground out 6-3 to end the inning. So that will do it here. There was no runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors, and there was one runner left aboard. Score as we move to the bottom of the second. It's the Hawks nothing and the Eagles nothing. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the second when we return after this. Appreciate you all for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Drops Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the batting order to come to bat for the Golden Eagles in their half of the second inning. That means Hiroki Shimochi, Daichi Suzuki, and Ryuya Taira to come to bat here to face Kohei Arihara in inning number 2. Arihara was efficient in his first inning of work, retiring the side 1-2-3 on only 13 pitches. As he is ready to resume the action here, the right-hander kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that just misses low for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Shimochi batting .224 on the season, no homers and 11 RBIs. In some ways, really like Shimochi a couple years ago. Watching him in the last couple of years, you can really start to see the decline. Fastball misses inside. It's now 2-0. He has, what I like about him is his professional at-bats. We've talked about this in previous streams. Just his approach at the plate, the way that he is able to battle pitchers. Fastball that just misses down. It's now 3-0 to Shimochi. But with that being said, father time, it looks like it may be starting to catch up. He is 34 years old. I know he's been with Tohoku since 2012. He doesn't have the same power and the same average as he's had throughout his career. As that fastball is taken for a called strike. It's now 3-1. He is a lifetime .273 hitter. Last year, he fell off that pace. He was hitting .236 last year. This year, .224. But we have to ask ourselves, where has the power gone? There's a fastball taken for a called strike. It's now 3-2. He hit 21 homers in 2021. He hit 14 in 2022, only 7 last year. And he is yet to get on the board with his first one this season. Shimochi's never really been a particular power guy, only 104 in his career. But he started to reach the double-digit marks beginning in 2017. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2. He also, in his best year in the 2021 season, he hit 21 homers and drove in 96. Even though he hit 257, that was a productive year, both with the power and with the average. Sometimes you see guys when their power numbers go up, their average really takes a dive. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2. And this is the kind of at bat that we talk about. It was 3-0, and then Arihara battled back to full, and then Shimochi just keeps fouling pitches off. Pitch number 8 of the at bat, ready to come here. As the right-hander Arihara shakes off his catcher Kai. And now he works himself to the set position. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on it is lifted down the left field line, giving chase, but watching it drift into the seats is the left fielder Kondo, and we'll do the 3-2 all over again. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Shimochi. He's leading it off here in the second inning. We've got nobody out and nobody on. Right-hander Arihara ready to go again as he gets himself a new baseball. And now he gets the side from Kai, and here we go. And the pitch is on the way. It is a fastball that misses up and away. Nice discipline there by Shimochi as he's going to earn himself a walk. That's the first base runner here for Tohoku tonight. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Daichi Suzuki. So I'm curious to see how they're going to play this out, the Golden Eagles. They do like to bunt, and they can bunt, and Suzuki can do it as well. So be curious here if they're going to try to nickel and dime for a run here. So Suzuki hitting 261 on the year, no homers and 6 RBIs. We've called a few Eagles games over the last couple of weeks, and he's been pretty much a regular fixture. He's got 92 at-bats on the year. He's 24 for 92. Not a lot of juice in the stick for Suzuki, as he's batting here from the left side against the right-handed throwing Arihara. And Arihara throws over to first base, and scampering back in time is the runner Shimochi. Welcome to those of you who have joined us tonight. We will be back on the airwaves again this week. We are a little tentative on tomorrow night. We'd like to try to return again for back-to-back evenings. It is an early game. As that breaking ball misses outside Suzuki, and the count is 1-0. I have some other commitments, so it depends on what time those commitments wrap up at will dictate whether or not we're going to be able to get back to call the game. We are hoping we can. So 1 ball and no strikes as Kohei Arihara works again to the set. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike, and the count runs even to 1-1 on Suzuki. So as we speculated, maybe the possibility of a bunt to try to nickel dime for a run, there's been nothing here so far. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Waiting on deck is Ryuya Taira. There is a ball that is thrown over to first, and it squirts by the first baseman. And scampering over to second will be Shimochi as they tried to pick him off. That's probably going to be an error on the pitcher. We'll get a look at that one again. But I have to take a look here if it went off the glove. We don't see the highlights on that. But regardless, Shimochi is now advanced over to second base. Still 1-1 here to Suzuki. Now it might change the thought process a little bit. Do they want to try to swing away and try to hit behind the runner, or are they going to try to bunt in this spot? So 1 ball and 1 strike. Arihara gets the sign from Kai. He works to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. So the answer to that question is they're letting him swing away, and he was behind on that pitch. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is here to Suzuki. The runner at second is Shimochi. Nobody gone here in the last half of the second. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting first baseman of the Golden Eagles. Arihara gets his sign. Suzuki ready to face the righty here. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the right field line, but it's going to hook foul into the seats, and that's going to keep the count at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Suzuki. Matinee affair in Japan for this one, as it is a beautiful Tuesday afternoon in Tohoku. A little bit brisk in terms of weather. Many of the players are still wearing the long sleeves under the jersey, as the temperature is a little bit still on the cooler side. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As it is a fastball swung on, this time it's line foul down the left field line, and it's going to slice into the seats. The count remains at 1-2. So 1-2 strikes to Suzuki. And with the game slated for tomorrow, as we said, day games again, we are probably leaning toward this series if we're able to make the call. That being said, we'll also examine the pitching matchups because we'd like to see who those might be. There's a fastball swung on. It is going to be hit just over the head of the shortstop, and it's going to drop in. Shimouchi is going to make it to third. Suzuki's at first with a single, and that is going to bring up Ryuya Taira with runners on the corners and nobody out. That ball there, I don't know. We're going to take another look at that on the replay. And it looked like he didn't get all of it. It just got down the fists a little bit. Certainly not on the sweet spot. And the ball was able to bleed over the shortstop, Imamiya's head. So Suzuki aboard with a single here. Runners at the corners and nobody out. It's going to be Ryuya Taira stepping to the plate. And for Taira on the season, he enters this ball game hitting .250 with no homers and a couple RBIs. Taira is a 25-year-old. He's making his NPB debut this season. This is his 8th game. He was the 5th pick in the 2022 draft. He is taken out of Kyushu Keiretsu University. I hope I said that correctly. So that is where he was originally drafted from. Here comes the first offering, but instead they throw over to first. And getting back in time is Suzuki. Runners at the corners. As the right-handed hitting Taira waits here on the offering from the right-hander Arihara. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Taira. Hawks here find themselves in some early difficulty with the runners on the corners. Trying to wiggle themselves out of the jam here is Arihara. Right-handed hitting at Taira at the plate. He's got a very open stance. I don't think I've seen him hit this year. Here comes the pitch. Fastball, and that is pulled foul, hooked into the seats down the left field line over the netting. Count runs to 1-1. Like he had one thing in mind on that swing, and he was trying to hit the ball 500 feet. But to no avail. So 1-1 strike it is to Taira. As the right-hander ready to go again. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, taken for a called strike. And the count goes to 1-2. Our friend CV says that he saw a short on players trying to break the Sadahara O single season record. They walked those dudes over 6 to 10 times. Probably more than that. When you think of Carl Tuffy Rhodes and some of the players who were in line for that record to try to break O's record, a lot of the teams were doing things like that, walking them either intentionally or unintentionally, not really pitching to the hitters. As the 1-2 offering is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul behind home plate. Count remains at 1-2. And yeah, or eventually to the point where Sadahara O came out and said, like, look, I'm okay with it if my record's broken, especially some of the international players too, that they were just didn't want to see the record broken, and the managers were doing those type of things. And yeah, it would go on for quite a while. I think it was Rhodes was into the month of September, and the pace that he was at the time was incredible, and they just started walking him. And it was, over the course of a week, he would make Barry Bonds look like a contact hitter during that time with the way Bonds was being walked when he was still playing. That fastball misses in the dirt. It's now 2-2 to Taira. But they have done some of those things. There's a few things. The Japanese game has changed in some ways over the last 25 years. I don't think I've ever seen a bench brawl in the current last 10 years. There might have been, there could have been, but really you haven't seen that in the Japanese league. You go back 25 years ago, it used to be commonplace. There's a fastball swung on it. It's going to be golfed into shallow center field. And that ball is going to drop in. That's going to be an RBI single for Taira. And the Eagles are on the board here. That's going to cash in Shimouchi. Advancing to second is Suzuki, and there's still nobody out here in this second inning. But the Golden Eagles have put up the scoring with a 1-0 lead. That is going to bring up Ryosuke Tatsumi to the plate. Tatsumi coming to the dish. That last pitch was a split finger pitch. I got to tell you, Taira had to get down to get it. It was a good pitch there by the right-hander Arihara. It wasn't like he made a mistake and left something over the plate. That pitch was falling off the table, and Taira basically one-handed it into shallow center field to get himself his third career NPB RBI. So Taira at first, the batter Suzuki is at second, with the center fielder Tatsumi stepping up here to the plate. As the right-hander works himself to the set position. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Tatsumi. Runner at second, Suzuki. Runner at first is Taira. As the left-handed hitting Tatsumi waits on the offering. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strike. SLS Magic in the house tonight wants to know where he can stream it. Well, when you're in Tokyo, you could do it there. You can also pick up in all kinds of different places, depending on what country you're in. Can dictate where you can pick up the games, where you can watch it. So I guess that would be the first question, is where are you? Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses outside. It's now 3-0 to Tatsumi. Waiting on deck is the catcher, Shiyoshi Ishihara. He says he's from the U.S. Well, the first thing you can do is you can take a look at DAZN. I don't know if DAZN's still carrying the NPB. They did a couple of years ago, and they stopped that. So 3 balls and no strikes as the right-hander works himself to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 3-1. ABC in Hawaii carried it up until about 6-7 years ago. You can watch it on network TV. That was kind of cool for the American followers who do listen in. 3 balls and 1 strike to Tatsumi. Left-handed hitting center fielder here, waiting on the offering from the righty Arihara. Here's the pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner, and that runs the count full to 3-2. There's all kinds of different apps that you can go and do. You could pay for it if you go to the Pacific League. You got to know your Japanese, navigate through that. There's the QQ that a lot of people use, and if you don't know what that is, that's the beauty of Google. You could just type that in and see where it takes you, but your Chinese has to work pretty good there. There's a fastball that misses outside, and that's going to be ball 4. And Tatsumi is aboard with a walk. That's going to load the bases with nobody out. The Hawks are in a little bit of trouble here, and that's going to bring out the pitching coach to have a conference here with the right-hander Arihara. So 2 walks in the inning and 2 hits. I've loaded the bases and cashed in 1 run. It's going to bring up the catcher Ishihara, but we've got a little break here. As we take that little timeout. If you have a VPN, that would work for you too. That's another piece. VPNs will help you be able to achieve some content wherever you might be that might be outside of the United States area. That typically always will help. So bases loaded as Ishihara strides to the plate. He's hitting .235 on the year. He's got a couple of homers and 6 RBIs. We talked about him the other night. He looks like the Japanese version of Alejandro Kirk, built low to the ground. Looks like he hasn't missed many meals. Has an open stance on the right side. And the first pitch is a breaking ball down and away, but the catcher aggressively went after the pitch and couldn't hold his swing. The count is 0-1. So no balls and one strike to Ishihara. Suzuki, the runner at third. Taira, the runner at second. Tatsumi, the runner at first. Ishihara here at the plate with nobody out. Arihara is now going to deliver pitch number 42 of the ball game, and it is a fastball swung on. It is tapped slowly to short. They go to second for one, back to first to double play, but it's going to cash a run in as Suzuki's going to cross the plate with the second run of the inning. But that's a big double play. Advancing over to third is Taira. So 6-4-3 on the putout. As Ishihara is gone at first as Tatsumi is erased at second, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Hiroto Kobakata. So for Kobakata, he's at batting 209 on the year. He's got no homers and 6 RBIs. He bats from the left side here. As Arihara trying to wiggle himself out of this jam with minimizing the damage that's already been caused. As the pitch is on the way, and it is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Kobakata. So one ball and no strikes. Right-hander works himself to the set. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses outside. Count now goes to 2-0. Arihara definitely not sharp here tonight. There is scoring in Hokkaido between the Fighters and the Lions. It is a 1-0 ball game for the Fighters. That is in the bottom of the second inning. They are beating up on the Lions. Early in that one, here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down. It's now 3-0 to Kobakata. Arihara struggling with the command of his pitches here tonight. Entered the ball game with only 8 walks in 45 2/3 innings, and he's about ready to issue his third free pass of the inning. Kind of makes you wonder if something is wrong with Arihara. He doesn't seem to have the velocity on his fastball tonight either. Fastball that touches the inside corner. Say that, and he threw that one at 92. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Kobakata. Right-hander holds set. Here comes the pitch. Kicks and delivers. Fastball pulled foul, reaches the seats down the right field line, runs the count to 3-2. So he's thrown 47 pitches so far tonight, and 18 of them have been for balls. The Fukuoka right-hander trying to dig himself out of this disastrous inning. 13 pitches he threw in the first inning, and he's already thrown 34 here in inning number 2. I could take the stuffing out of you. I could take the stuffing out of anybody. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fastball misses down and in. It's going to be ball 4. And that is going to be the third walk of the inning issued here by Arihara. And it's going to bring up the top of the order. And Yuya Ogo. So Ogo coming to bat. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to center field his first time up. And Kobakata is somebody who can run. He led the league last year, or tied for the league in stolen bases. So one would have to think that this is an ideal opportunity right here to try to get him over to second base. The runner at third is Taira, and I have to admit, I don't know if he can run or not, or how well he runs. We know he can run, just the question of how well he runs. Has nothing in terms of stolen bases or any pedigree that we can take a look at. Takuya Kai comes out in front of home plate to flash the signs. Now Kenta Mamiya comes in to talk to his pitcher, and one would have to think this is a bit of a stall tactic. You'd like to think that they're probably maybe getting somebody stretched out in the bullpen now. Arihara, the right-hander, now ready to go. They're I would have to say, first pitch, you got to think Kobakata is going to be on the move. Right-hander works to the set, checks the runners. He throws over to first base, and getting back in time easily is Kobakata. No sign of him wanting to take off to second. Two runs already on the board here for the Golden Eagles in inning number 2. Shimochi and Suzuki have got the first 2 runs of the ball game for the Golden Eagles. As the right-hander holds set, now delivers. There is a changeup taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1 to Ogo. That's the one thing with Arihara. He does throw a changeup, and he's got a lot of arm side run. That one, though, hung up in the strike zone. If he doesn't get the depth on that pitch, that could be a ball that could be rocketed a long way. So no balls and 1 strike here to the left-handed hitting right fielder of the Golden Eagles. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike, and now it's 0-2 to Ogo. Well, if Arihara can get that form and move from changeups to fastballs that can paint corners. And now here comes Kai again as he steps out, as he flashes the signs to his defense. Still first and third situation here. You'd have to think that, or I would have thought that Kobakata would have been on the move earlier. Why hasn't he been gone yet? So no balls and 2 strikes. Makes you wonder if they have any shenanigans set up here. Here comes the 0-2 offering. And instead, they throw over to first base. And again, getting back in time is Kobakata. It's certainly not Arihara's best move. It's a token toss over to first base. I really don't know if we've seen his best move. That's typically what you tell your, not just your leadoff hitter, but any base runner who gets on to start the ball game. You want to get a lead because you want to see the pitcher's best move. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Ogo's gone down on strikes. He's out for out number 3, and that's going to do it here in the second inning. But there's been damage done for the Golden Eagles. They got 2 runs scored in the first on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left the board. 3 walks in the inning from Arihara helped supply the damage. We're going to the top of the third inning, everybody. We welcome everybody to the channel. Appreciate you guys for listening in. We'll be back in just a few. 2-0 lead here for the Golden Eagles over top of the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. We'll be right back after this. Two nothing Eagles over the Hawks. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for the Hawks here in inning number 3. That means Takuya Kai, Masaki Momori in the top of the order, Yukio Shudo. And the first pitch delivered to Kai was taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Kai hitting .209 on the season with a homer and 4 runs driven in, as Ponce delivers a fastball taken for a called strike. And now the count is 0-2. Ponce only 31 pitches through his first 2 innings of work. He has himself 3 strikeouts already in the ball game. And looks like he has brought his A game here tonight for Tohoku. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. As he kicks and delivers, it is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. Count now goes to 1. I have to say, First time I've seen Ponce pitch this year. We've seen highlights of him. Saw him pitch a little bit last year with the Hokkaido Ball Club as he spent the last couple of seasons there. There's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 2-2. Looks like he has slimmed out a little bit. I don't want to say slimmed out, but maybe trimmed up a little bit more. Last year, I remember seeing him, and he looked a little bit sloppy in terms of his stuff. Maybe it's the uniform that he wears or how he wears it, but he looks a lot better this year. Fastball swung on. This is going to be lined to the seats down the right field line, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kai. Hawks and Eagles going off here, as is the game between the Fighters and the Lions. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Kai goes in the books. That's strikeout number 4 on the afternoon here for Ponce. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Masaki Momori. Well, for Momori on the season, he's hitting .382. He's got a homer and 10 runs driven in. When we caught the Hawks early in the season, he really wasn't factoring into the lineup. But if you keep hitting north of 350, you're going to find yourself in anybody's lineup in the NPB. Momori batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Ponce, and the first pitch is swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. It's the nod at second base tonight. Does the tall, slender, left-handed hitting second baseman of the Hawks. Had some injury problems last couple of years. That fastball misses up and away, and the count is 1-1. That cost him some time. He and Shudo, when they were at the top of the order, could be a dynamic 1-2 punch with their speed. Fastball misses down. Count now goes to 2-1. Momori this year he only has 2 stolen bases at this point, as opposed to Shudo's 12. But being that they've got him at the bottom of the batting order, it almost works as a double leadoff situation. With Kenta Imamiya cooling off as of late, I wouldn't be surprised to see him drop down in the batting order. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses inside. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike to Momori. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field, and racing over toward the foul line and making a wonderful catch is the right fielder Ogo. He had to move, and that ball was absolutely blistered by Momori. He couldn't buy himself some luck. If that ball was maybe just a little bit higher or maybe just a little bit toward the foul line, he might have had some success. A great running catch there by the right fielder has made it 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. That'll bring up the top of the order in Yukio Shudo. Well, for Shudo, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Ponce. The first pitch is a breaking ball that he takes for a called strike. He showed bunt, but pulled back on the breaking ball. So no balls and 1 strike here to Shudo. Again, Ponce holds set, now delivers. Fastball swung on and grounded foul just past the bag at first base. I don't know if Shudo fouled that one off himself as well. We saw Yanagita do that in the first inning as he's hobbling around. We'll take another look at it here. Yeah, he did. He got it right off of the top of the foot. He does wear a shin guard and a toe flap. Just because you wear a shin guard and toe flap doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be protected. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-2. It just reduces the brunt of the blow. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Shudo. As the righty delivers, it's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2 to Shudo. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander Ponce with a new baseball. He gets his sign from his catcher. He's ready to go again. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count runs to 2-2 on Shudo. Appreciate everybody who has jumped into the stream tonight with us, whether you listen live or on delay. It's always great to have you. Fastball swung on and missed, and that is another strikeout in the books here for Ponce. That's number 5 here tonight for him. Shuto is down on strikes for the second time this evening. They go in order to the Hawks yet again. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom half of the third inning. Your score is the Golden Eagles 2 and the Hawks no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. Appreciate you for jumping in here with us tonight. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the last half of the third inning, and the Golden Eagles are holding on to a 2-0 lead here against the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat. That's Itsuki Moribayashi, Hideo Asamura, and Hiroki Shimouchi to face the right-hander Kohei Arihara. Arihara really struggled in his second inning of work. He had issued 38 pitches. He's got 51 on the ballgame through 2 innings now. And the first pitch breaking ball catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Moribayashi. Moribayashi 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to third his first time up. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Arihara, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that goes all the way into the backstop, and the count now is 1-1 to Moribayashi. All the other games are later starts outside of the one that's in Hokkaido tonight. And that game, the last time we looked in, it was a 1-0 lead for the Fighters. That's still where it stands as that fastball swung on. Is lifted up into deep left field. Moving back in front of the warning track is Kondo, and he's there to make the catch. And Moribayashi is in the books for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Hideo Asamura. Well, for Asamura, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He has popped to the first baseman his first time up. Average is dipped to 231 on the year. As the right-hander kicks and delivers. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is now 0-1. Asamura batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Arihara, who works himself to the set. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball misses down and in, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Asamura here waiting again on the offering from the right-hander Arihara, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on off the end of the bat, grounded softly over to second. Omori fields it, he throws to first, and Asamura is in the books on a ground out 4-3. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Hiroki Shimouchi. Well, for Shimouchi tonight, he officially does not have an at-bat yet. He walked his first time up. It was a 9-pitch battle, but he was able to earn himself a leadoff walk in the second inning, and he came around to score the first run for the Golden Eagles. So Shimouchi here batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Arihara. Arihara ready to go. He kicks and delivers. Breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Said Shimochi struggling at the plate with power. And as he swings and fouls that one away, and the count is 0-2. The home run production is down, but so too is also the extra base hit production in terms of doubles and triples. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses outside. He's got 3 doubles this year and 1 triple. You go back last year, he only had 13 doubles and no triples. But in 2022, he put out 36 doubles. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, popped up, foul behind home plate, giving chase is Kai, but he's going to watch that one drift into the seats, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 to Shimochi. Arihara ready to go again. Here comes the pitch. Fastball spiked up to the plate. About 54 feet. It bounced up and stopped there by Takuya Kai. That's now 2-2. I have to say, Arihara, when he pitches, normally he pitches with a decent pace. When he had to pitch from the stretch there that last half inning, the game became a bit of a grinding halt. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. There is a fastball swung on. It's cued off the end of the bat over to the third baseman, Kurihara, who fields it, throws to first, and that is going to do it for Shimochi, and the Eagles are going to go in order. It's a ground out 5-3 to end the inning. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Now, through 3 complete innings, your score is the Hawks 2 and the Eagles 2 and the Hawks no score. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in tonight. Whether you listen live or on delay, it's always great to have you here. We'll be right back in just a few. We are skipping to the bottom half of the top half of the 4th inning. In our minds, it's the bottom half. For some reason, I keep thinking that we should be in Fukuoka for this one, but we're not. It is a 2-0 ball game for the Golden Eagles. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. Cody Ponce has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to resume the action. The right-hander has delivered 48 pitches in his first 3 innings of work. He has retired 5 of the 9 outs via the strikeout. He's going to be facing Kenta Imamiya, Yuki Yanagita, and Hotaka Yamakawa to begin inning number 4. As the first pitch is delivered, it's a fastball missing down and away, and the count is 1-0. Imamiya 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to the first baseman his first time up. As Ponce ready to go again. Here comes the pitch. He kicks and delivers another fastball missing down and away. And the count now goes to 2-0. Afternoon baseball in Japan. It is Eagles and Hawks. The other game that we're keeping an eye on is in Hokkaido between the Fighters and the Lions. It's now 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd for the Fighters. Fastball misses down and away. It's now 3 balls and no strikes. All the rest of the games are neutral site games, and they won't go off until later in the evening. As the right-hander Ponce ready to go again. And here comes the 3-0 offering. Fastball carves the plate in half. It's now 3-1 to Imamiya. Only base runner so far for the Hawks was in the 2nd inning when Kensuke Kondo Had 4 straight balls delivered to him. Outside of that, the Hawks have been quiet on the base paths. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to full on Imamiya. The best thing that the Hawks could do is to get rid of Ponce at some point and get into the Eagles' bullpen. I think Ponce, as long as he can hang around here, he's going to cause the Hawks trouble. Fastball swung on, it's sliced into the seats down the right field line, and the count remains at 3-2. Arguably the best I've seen Ponce pitch in his time in the NPB. We saw him at the Fighters pitch a couple times last year, and he was okay. But so far, he's off to a great start here tonight. Here's the 3-2. Fastball swung on, lifted into left field. Coming in on it and making the grab is Tyra, and that is going to retire Imamiya for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and it'll bring up the designated hitter, Yuki Yanagita. Well, Yanagita is 0 for 1. We were talking about it earlier in the stream that Yanagita was the player of the month in the Pacific League. Had himself a great month of, March, April, I guess they would call it, as they do a bit of a combined tally. There's only a few games in the month of March. The other player in the Pacific League was Hiromi Ito, who was the pitcher for the Fighters. He was named the pitcher of the month. Came out last week. In the Central League, the hitter of the month was Domingo Santana of the Swallows. Had himself a great start to the season. There's a first pitch fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0 to Yanagita. Raidel Martinez of the Dragons was the pitcher of the month. That was a little bit of an eyebrow raiser. I would have thought there might have been a couple of other candidates, although the Dragons did have a good month. Fastball swung on and missed. That was the 95-mile-an-hour heater delivered here by Ponce. The count's 1-1 to Yanagita. Yanagita wearing the sunglasses here on a bright sunny day in Tohoku takes a fastball down, and the count is 2-1. Some hitters can hit with sunglasses. Some hitters don't like to do it. Depends on the preference of the player. The catcher for the Eagles is wearing his sunglasses underneath the mask. So sometimes players have different thoughts on how they like to wear the glasses. That fastball misses outside. It's now 3-1 on Yanagita. Eris is in the house tonight. We welcome you. And our friend Fatso TV says, just took the Hawks on money line. Well, the interesting thing is there's a fastball that misses down and in. That's going to be ball 4, and Yanagita is going to become the second walk of the night. If you're on the Hawks, and I would say this, as we said before, the best opportunity is to get Ponce out of the ball game. But sometimes you can get yourself with the live stuff, you can get better odds, obviously, now that they're down 2 runs. So if you would have thought before the game that you're all over the Hawks, waiting 2-3 innings, if they end up falling behind on the Golden Eagles, you probably can pick up some better odds in doing that. Don't like to tell people to make their decisions on how they do it, but sometimes patience pays off. So here comes the first pitch delivered to Yamakawa as Ponce holds set. Fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1. One of our friends who likes to jump in here is Living Room Sports. I had a conversation with him one night a few months ago, and we were saying about he likes to watch the NBL, the National Basketball League of Australia. And sometimes if you're hot on a team in Australia, you can watch the game. If they fall behind in the first quarter, you could pick up better numbers on the money line. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Yamakawa. Yamakawa is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. Big fella here looks like his timing is just off. I wonder what Ponce's got up his sleeve here on an 0-2. Fatso says, yeah, they sometimes stream those games on YouTube. In fact, they stream most of the games. They, rather surprisingly, a pretty good production out of ESPN Australia. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and Yamakawa's in the books. That's strikeout number 6 here tonight for Cody Ponce. So 2 in the books, and that'll bring up the left fielder Kensuke Kondo. Well, for Kondo, he was the first base runner tonight for the Hawks. He had walked in the second inning, but he was stranded there. He brings a 325 batting average to the plate with 4 homers and 17 runs driven in. The trick for Ponce is to be able to keep these 3 hitters, Yanagita, Yamakawa, and Kondo, away from producing some damage. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Kondo. As we mentioned earlier, we're going to try to get on the stream again tomorrow night for more early action, and it would probably be these same 2 teams again, barring weather. If we had to make an adjustment, it would be the Lions and the Hawks. Or sorry, the Fighters and the Lions. Hawks and Eagles will be going at it again tomorrow. Fastball swung on, and it's going to be lifted foul down the left field line, and now Kondo's in the hole at 0-2. We have a prior engagement that we have to take care of, so we would be a game time decision. We'll set up the stream for everything, but there's, I would honestly say, a 50-50 chance if we're going to be able to get that one done. But if you're around, make sure you join us. Glad to have you in here again. So no balls and 2 strikes to Kondo. Runner at first is Yanagita. As the right-hander ready to go again. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball, misses up. Down to second goes Yanagita, and he's going to slide in safely. Murray Biashi's got his glove up, and he's waving to the bench. I think he wants a review. Let's see what's going to happen here. And it does look like they're going to go to the VAR. And we'll get our opinion on this in just a minute. Yanagita had a decent jump on Ponce. The throw came down to second. Murray Biashi felt that he had applied the tag. In old days, it would have been a high tag as it was up the baseline. We're going to have to get another replay. We saw the replay from right field, and as far as we're concerned, Yanagita is still safe. Could be a waste of a challenge. Fatso says, do you have a video stream of this game? Yes, we do. We had somebody in here earlier asking about where you get the streams, and it really depends on what country you're in, depending on where you're listening from. And then maybe what's available depending on where you're at. So where are you at, Fatso? So Yanagita has right now temporarily stolen the base. We're just waiting on the video review. So far, our predictions, we are 8 for 9 this year on the calls. And I'm going to say this, that I think it's going to be overturned. On that angle there, we're going to say it's going to be overturned. We're waiting for that to come back. Our friend Fatso says he's in the U.S., as is Johnny. So for a while, DAZN used to carry it up until a couple of years ago. I'm not in the U.S., so I can't really comment on that. And our streams will be different than you guys. As I look at it, I don't know. I think that maybe, I think I'm going to call safe on this one. I think Murray Biashi did not get the tag down in time. We'll see if our record will hold. We're 8 for 9 this year on being correct on the calls, way better than we were last year. So just to come back to that again, so we were saying earlier, ABC out of Hawaii used to carry games. On top of that as well, you can also, if you Google the QQ, live QQ, then you're going to have to do some Chinese interpreting, but you can get your games there, that's for sure. But you have to be able to use your Google Translate and be able to navigate around a little bit. Then other places that you can potentially grab the feed. Here comes the umpires, and we're going to get ourselves a decision, and I have a feeling it's going to be safe, and that's exactly what it is. So we're now 9 for 10 as well on the calls, and a stolen base for Yuki Yanagita. So that's the first thing. You can also, if you guys have VPNs, sometimes there's other spots, like there's some apps in different places out of Taiwan. Sports Navi is an app that they have in Japan. It's all in Japanese. Also, too, on some of the gambling houses, somebody last year, I think it was Bet365, if you are a member of their gambling house, they actually can pick up the streams through the gambling houses. You can watch the games there. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as Kondo is ready to face the right-hander Ponce, and it's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kondo. That pitch to Kondo was a ball. as it was fouled away. A couple other places that people look in, there's been some different spots as well. As I say, if you have the VPN on, you can probably sometimes Yahoo out of Japan will carry games. Fastball swung on, grounded back to the pitcher off the glove of Ponce, and Kondo's going to beat it out for a base hit. Stopping at third is Yanagita. That's going to put Hawks on the corners here with 2 out, and it's going to bring Yuto Kawamura to the plate. So Ponce had stuck his glove out to try to stop the ball. The ball trickled behind him on the second base side of the pitcher's mound. He wasn't able to get off the mound to field it, and Kobakata was too far back. That is going to put runners at the corners with 2 gone, and it's going to bring Kawamura to the plate. For Kawamura, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He popped to the shortstop his first time up. But the Hawks are starting to flap their wings here as they're looking to try to do some damage with 2 out here in the 4th. Runner at third, Yanagita. Runner at first is Kondo. Kawamura stepping to the plate. On the season, he's hitting .328. He's 19 for 58, no homers and 4 runs driven in. The pitch from Ponce is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. That was a 94-mile-an-hour heater from the big right-hander. So no balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Ponce kicks and delivers. Fastball taken for a called strike, and now he's way ahead at 0-2. So keep your eye on Kondo in this situation. We'll see if they put him on the move. I think I might want to take my chances with that here. Yanagita, maybe in his younger days, would be a candidate to try to take the steal at home, but I think if I am the Eagles here, I let Kondo take that base. Focus on the hitter. So no balls and 2 strikes it is as Ponce holds set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Kawamura in the books. He's gone for out number 3, and that's going to do it here for the Hawks in their half of the 4th. Well, they threaten, but they don't score. There was no runs. There was a hit, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score is the Golden Eagles 2 and the Hawks no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is 2-0 Eagles when we return.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 4th inning. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to come to bat for the Eagles. That means Daichi Suzuki, Ryuya Taira, and Ryosuke Tatsumi. As they will face Kohei Arihara here in the bottom of the 4th. 2-0, the Eagles have the lead as they got both of their runs in the 2nd inning. Talking a little bit about streams earlier on, the other part is that there are some folks who come in here on the regular that can help you out some from time to time, where they can also get some streams for you. Fastball misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Suzuki. Suzuki tonight is 1 for 1. He singled and scored a run his first time up. He was the second Eagle to cross the plate. As Arihara works himself to the belt, and now here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats down the left field line, and the count is 1-1 to Suzuki. On top of that, there are other places. What people do is when they do find the stream, they like to sync our commentary up to us because basically a lot of the games are done in Japanese. And sometimes if you find a Chinese stream, you'll get it in Chinese. As there is a split finger that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So if your Mandarin is pretty good or your Japanese is pretty good, you're all set. 2 balls and 1 strike to Suzuki as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and it's now 3-1. At this rate here, I'd be surprised if Arihara sniffed the 6th inning. 67 pitches already here in the 4th. As the right-hander ready to deliver here to Suzuki. Here comes the 3-1. Kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined right to the first baseman, Yamakawa. Oh, the big man crawled the ladder, leaping up to haul that one down. He brings that one in for the first out of the inning. Suzuki hit that one right on the screws, right to the glove of the first baseman, Yamakawa. So 1 up and 1 away here in the 4th, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Ryuya Taira. And for Taira tonight, he is 1 for 1. He singled in his first and only trip. He also drove in a run. He's now 3 for 9 in his NPB career. As the pitch is a breaking ball swung on, it is grounded up the middle. Ranging to his left is Imamiya. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Taira on a ground out. 6-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and it's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Ryosuke Tatsumi. Well, for Tatsumi, he's hitting .293 entering tonight's fray. With a homer and 14 RBIs, he walked his first time up and was erased in a double play that ended up bringing home the second run of the ball game. So Tatsumi batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Arihara, and the first pitch is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As we mentioned earlier, we'll be looking to call another one tomorrow night, as there's a slow breaking ball delivered and fouled away over on the third base side. That decision will come a little bit later on, is what we will choose to do if we do the Eagles and the Hawks again. That's what we're leaning toward. Fighters and Lions also early starts tomorrow. 1-1 on the way, and there's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-1. A lot of school children in attendance today in Tohoku. As you can see, the uniforms are on full display. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As the right-hander ready to go again. He kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses outside. It's now 3-1 to Tatsumi. I have to say that Arihara has not been treated very kindly here by the home plate umpire. He has missed some pitches that have been very, very close. So the 3-1 here on the way to Tatsumi. As the right-hander kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball down. It's going to be the 4th walk issued of the game. We talked about this in the second inning. Only 8 walks in the 45 2/3 innings allowed this year by Arihara. With that walk there, that is already the 4th walk of this ball game here tonight. Certainly does not have the command and the control of his pitches that he has on normal nights. So that puts Tatsumi, the runner, at first. It's going to bring up the catcher, Ishihara, who grounded into a double play his first time up. The big fella here has a couple of homers and 6 RBIs, hitting at .231. As he digs in here to face the first offering from Arihara. Mr. Cap in the house tonight. We appreciate you for being here. There's a slow breaking ball that misses, and the count is quickly 1-0. Mr. Cap says, I'm once again here to bet $5 on some Japanese baseball. Well, hopefully you come up winners. That's what we always like to have. We like the people that do come in. We always encourage you to bet responsibly, but hopefully you guys can have some fun in doing it. So 1 ball and no strikes as the right-hander delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hooked down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble. And this ball is going to be gone. A 2-run homer off the bat of Ishihara. And he has doubled the lead here for the Eagles in inning number 4. As the big fella rounds the bases, Tatsumi scores ahead of him. And Ishihara deposits that one into the seats. It is now a 4-0 lead here for the Golden Eagles. And that is a 2-run shot by the big fella, and that is going to bring up Hiroto Kobakata. Mr. Cap says the Eagles, and our friend Fatso says, ouch, absolutely. But you know what? It is still early, and it is still one of those games, as I said, they got to be able to get into the Eagle bullpen if you're a Hawks fan. If you're here for the Eagles, well, keep enjoying it. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Kobakata. The Hawks offense, though, can erupt. They've got the speed. They got the power. They got different ways that they can get some runs back. And the Golden Eagles, as that fastball misses down and in, the count goes to 1-1 on Kobakata. For those of you who do come in here, we do put our picks up every day on the channel. We make our predictions. And we do it sometimes different times of the day. As the pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-1. We have our March record. We were 11-6-1 in March. We don't, if we pick a game, we don't, well, the ties end up as pushes for us. Month of April, we were just marginally above the 500 mark. We were 66, 64, and 9. Our May records right now, we're 5 games over 500. Fastball misses outside. It's now 3-1 to Kobakata. Overall on the season, we're 102-90 with 12 ties, but our best pick record, we're 22-13. And tonight, our best pick is the Buffaloes in that game that goes later today at the Prefecture in Okinawa. Fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow right field. It shatters the bat of Kobakata. Underneath it is the right fielder, Kawamura. He makes the catch, but there's been more damage done here in the inning. 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 1 hit. It was the home run by Ishihara. There was no errors and nobody left aboard. We're now through 4 complete. Your score is the Golden Eagles 4 and the Hawks no score. Stick around, everybody. The top of the 5th is just around the corner. We appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. And our friend Zay here is pumping a fist for his fighters. We'll be right back in just a few. 4-0 for the Eagles.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. We appreciate you guys for being here. Our friend Zay says he's just here to see the Hawks lose, hopefully. That's probably it coming from a Fighters fan. We would expect nothing less. We're ready to resume the action as Cody Ponce delivers a first pitch fastball that swung on and missed by Ryoya Kurihara. Count is 0-1. It's Kurihara, Kai, and Momori here in inning number 5 to face the right-hander. As the pitch is a breaking ball that misses away outside. The count is 1-1. 71 pitches through the first 4 innings for Ponce as he is facing Kurihara here, and the right-hander kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Ponce looking very, very sharp through his first 4 innings of work. The only blemish last inning when he had the runners on the corners, but he was able to wiggle himself out of the jam. There's a fastball that misses down. It's 3-1. He's got 7 strikeouts through the first 4 innings, does the big right-hander. I'll be curious to see what his leash is in this one. One would have to think they've got to get him through 5, which would be this inning here. If he can do that unscathed, then maybe he starts the 6th. There's a fastball swung on it. It's pop foul into the seats behind home plate. 3-2 to Kurihara. Keep you updated on the other score in that ball game in Hokkaido. Fighters are holding a 3-1 lead as the Lions have come back with one. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. It's in the gap. Cutting it off is Ogo, rounding first and heading to second and standing up easily is the third baseman Kurihara with a leadoff double. The Hawks are flapping their wings here again in inning number 5. That's going to bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. As I said earlier on, the bullpen points to the Hawks. The offense points to the Hawks. Everything points to the Hawks, but the problem is you have to play the game. And right now it is pointing to the Golden Eagles here with a 4-0 lead. So Takuya Kai comes to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. I think if I'm the Hawks here with Kai, you got to think about a push bunt somewhere down the first base line. And here comes the first pitch. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Kai entered the fray tonight hitting .209. As he said, he struck out his first time up. He doesn't have a lot of juice in the stick. He's got 1 homer and 4 RBIs on the campaign. Anything he can do to hit behind the runner would be well executed here. Here comes the pitch. As the right-hander holds set. Kicks and delivers, does Ponce. Swung on, popped up. This is going to reach the seats behind home plate. That was almost a wasted at bat. If he pops it up, the worst thing he could do here is strike out or pop up. Well, he's on his way toward a strikeout, and he almost popped out. As we said, Takuya Kai, not known for his offensive prowess, more for his defensive play. As poor as he is offensively, he is absolutely a defensive wizard behind the plate. So no balls and 2 strikes to the Fukuoka catcher. As Ponce gets his sign from the catcher, Ishihara. And now he works himself to the set. He checks the runner at second. And now delivers. Fastball swung on it, is lifted into shallow right field. Backing up on it is the second baseman, Kobakata. But it is going to be the right fielder, Ogo, who calls him off. He's going to make the catch. And so just as we estimated, that is a unproductive at bat. Kai in the books for out number 1. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Masaki Momori. So if you're a Hawks fan, you're probably just groaning right there because he's still in scoring position is the runner Kurihara, but a lot more ways to score from third base than there are from second. And even if you get yourself an out there, if you move him along, ground ball to the right side or a deep fly ball, whatever it could be, so he could tag in advance, puts him in a much better position. So 1 gone here as Momori waits on the offering from the right-hander, and it's an inside move by Ponce that chases Kurihara back to second base. Momori is 0 for 1 tonight. He lined out to the right fielder his first time up. It was an absolute P-rod. It was hauled in by the right fielder, Ogo. It was a great running catch by Ogo as he was racing toward the line. Here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on. Another ball lifted into right field. This one's going to get down for a base hit. Ogo fields it, rounding third and heading home is Kurihara. And the Hawks are on the board as they have an RBI single from Momori. Kurihara has brought in the first run for the Hawks. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Yukio Shudo. And it's also going to bring the catcher Ishihara out to the mound to have a few words with his pitcher. So just as we were talking about a minute ago with our friend Fatso TV, who is in the chat here tonight, don't look now, the Hawks have started to flex their muscles here in the 5th inning. Well, for Shudo tonight, he is officially 0 for 2. He has struck out both his times to the plate. Got to keep your eye on Mamori. We were talking about him earlier. He can run a bit. He's only got 2 stolen bases this year, but when you look at him in previous years, he can get himself off to the races. Both he and Shudo act almost as double leadoff men as they throw over to first and diving back in time as the base runner. So the right-hander Ponce works to the set, and again he throws over to first, and again diving back is Mamori. Like to get him into scoring position. Waiting on deck is Imamiya, so it's not like you've got 2 major run producers here coming up to the plate, but you do have speed at the bottom and the top of the order. And then Imamiya, who can be a wizard with the bat. He has the ability to sack bunt. He also has the ability to make some contact on hit and runs as that fastball misses down. Count is 1-0 to Shudo. It is afternoon baseball from Japan, and we're glad you guys can make it with us tonight. I don't get these midweek games very often, and when we do, you got to enjoy it. Here comes the 1-0. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. The count is 1-1. We will be on the airwaves for the interleague play, and that's coming up in another couple of weeks' time. Always exciting time. 18 games will be played in interleague. We always get a great fun in doing those ones where they do the crossover. I'd like to see it more, actually. We talked about the other night in one of the streams as there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. This is down for a base hit. Rounding second and digging for third is Mamori, and he's going to throw on the brakes. And that is a single for Shudo, and that's going to put runners on the corners. And the Hawks have something brewing here as Kenta Imamiya comes to the plate. And you got to know in this situation here that Shudo is going to be off to the races, I would think, in the first or the second pitch. And with Mamori at third, you got to be careful here if you are the Hawks. Or even more careful if you're the Eagles. So Shudo at first, Mamori at third. The catcher Ishihara comes out and he issues his signs. Our friend Fatso TV says Hawks money line. Mr. Cap says, come on, Eagles -3.5. Well, I don't know any more about that one. Sure, I want to be putting my nickels on that. So Kenta Imamiya strides to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to first and he's flown to left in his 2 trips. He's got to find a way to get himself on to bring the big guns up for the Hawks. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. There goes Shudo down to second. The throw, not in time. Holding at third is Mamori. And just as we predicted, they've got runners now at second and third. 2 runners in scoring position on the stolen base by Shudo. Take a look at that again. I'm not sure if that was thrown all the way to the base or if it was cut off or if it was just a bad throw from Ishihara. Ball ended up on the second base side of the bag, probably about 6 to 8 feet. And it was the shortstop who had to come across to get it. So Shudo at second, Mamori at first. The first pitch was called a strike to Imamiya. So no balls and 1 strike here as the Eagles trying to wiggle out of a jam. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. Count runs even to Imamiya. It's 1-1. So Ponce was cruising along for the first 3 innings, had himself a rough patch in the 4th, and now he's allowed a run here in the 5th, and he's trying to wiggle himself out of a jam. Hawks have cut into the lead. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. Count now 1-2 to Imamiya. I think Imamiya would want that pitch back. That was a pitch that was just above the knees. If he was on time for that, that could have been a lot of trouble here for the Golden Eagles. Just as a reminder, at the end of the fifth inning, we take our break here as it is what we like to call the Japanese halftime. Fastball comes inside, and it is a check swing foul ball off the bat of Imamiya. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. In Japan, they have that extended break between inning 5 and 6. Our friend Luke says he's trying to determine when to jump on the under, but the total keeps soaring. Yeah, maybe when it gets to 14.5, you might want to consider that. I have a feeling this game is going to start to see some runs produced rapidly. So here comes the 1-2 offering as Ponce delivers. Fastball misses outside. It's now 2-2. And as we were talking about earlier, nothing is a little bit more scary than the Eagles bullpen. Unless, of course, you're watching the Lions, because that gets really scary. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander works himself to the set. And here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. Not like the Chiba Ball Club has had themselves great success with their bullpen this year. They've had their trying moments as well. So 2-2 to Imamiya, runner at second, Shuto, runner at third, Momori. 1 gone here in the 5th inning. And the other thing to keep an eye on is Ponce is already up to 90 pitches. And here's the offering. It's a fastball. Take it for a called third strike. Oh, Imamiya, what are you looking at? Right down the middle. And he's down on strikes for the second out of the inning. You're not going to get a better pitch than that to be able to take a swing at. It was a 4-seam fastball that carved the plate right in half. It was thigh high. And Imamiya is down on strikes. And now we've got a conference on the mound as the Eagles manager is coming out to talk to Ponce, or at least the pitching coach is. Strikeout number 8 in the books here for the Eagles right-hander. Little folks in the house tonight, we welcome you for being here. He says we're all trying to get busy off baseball. He's crying. There you go. So runner at second, Shuto, runner at third, Momori. It is the right-hander, Ponce, on the mound, and he's got to face Yuki Yanagita. Yanagita is in scoring position the minute he steps into the box. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball that comes inside to back him off the plate. Our friend Mr. Cap says, not just baseball, it's Japanese baseball. Absolutely. So 1 ball and no strikes to Yanagita as the right-hander Ponce holds set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats behind the third base dugout. Count is 1-1 now to Yanagita. That last swing, it looked like Yanagita wanted to deposit that one into the seats. But no such luck on that swing. Here's the 1-1 offering now coming from Ponce. As he checks the runners, he has himself in the set. And here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 1-2 on Yanagita. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hawks threatening here. Ponce trying to win himself out of the jam. He is up to 94 pitches here, the right-hander, in inning number 5. And now he steps off the backside of the rubber, and he's going to recycle through the signs again with his catcher, Ishihara. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ponce leans in, he gets the sign. And unlike in Major League Baseball, there's no electronic communication and telling the pitchers what to pitch. The good old-fashioned signs is what they use. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count reigns at 1-2. That's the one thing about Japanese baseball is that the game is in its purest sense in some ways. When I think of watching Japanese ball, and this is not offensive to people here, I find, or I hope it's not to be meant offensive to people here. What I like to see is I do like to see that the game, There's a fastball that misses up. It's kind of like college basketball to the NBA. In other words, they just make a few more mistakes. They make just a couple of more things. It's professional baseball, but they don't have as many of the Latin players. The lineups are not dominated by imports. As the Japanese league, there's a fastball swung on and missed. And Agita's gone on strikes. He's done for out number 3, and that is going to do it. Well, the Hawks get a run back. 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th. I'll give you my thoughts on the Japanese league when I come back in just a few. Your score, Eagles 4, Hawks 1. We'll be right back, everybody. Appreciate you for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
4-1's the score. We'll be back in just a moment with all the action. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. The first pitch that Arihara delivered to Yuya Ogo was swung on. It was a little dribbler hit past the pitcher. The second baseman, Momori, had to charge hard to field it, and they threw out Ogo at first. But the manager has already signaled for the VAR, so we're going to find out what that's going to look like here in just a couple moments. The manager is Toshiaki Imai, and he has signaled for the umpires. We'll make our decision. We are 9 for 10 on the season. Certainly a lot better than we were last year. That ball was swung on and just off the glove of Arihara. It had deflected over to the second baseman, Momori, who made a great play on it. The base umpire called Ogo out. And I think based on what I see, that's going to be flipped over. We're going to say this is overturned and he's going to be safe. And I really don't think this is going to be a long delay here. I think the umpires will come back out from under the hood and they'll be able to make this here. Fatso TV says, MLB is boring to watch. Well, I have to say that in a lot of cases, the MLB has turned into a strikeout home run league. And to be honest with you, I really, in some ways, am quite disgusted with the fundamental play of a major league player, some major league players. Some people are going to be offended by that, but unfortunately, that's the honest truth. You look at certain guys, how they swing the bat, their approach at the plate, how their game is refined, how they run the bases, and the list can go on. There are some quality players who play in the major leagues. There's no doubt about it. And then there's some other guys that are almost one or two tool players. And it's amazing on how the game has really, really, I gotta say, changed as much as deteriorated. As the umpires have come back and have ruled the runner safe at first. So Ogo is aboard. That's going to be an infield single. So Ogo is safe, and we've improved ourselves to 10 for 11 on the calls this year on the overturns. So that's going to bring up the shortstop at Atsuki Muribayashi. And just to point something out, the KBO and the NPB are two different animals. Players who can't make it in the NPB and still stay in Asia go to the KBO. Guys who perform in the KBO will bounce to the NPB. But if you can't play in the KBO, you're probably not coming to the NPB. And that's as fair a comparison as we can make. So here comes the offering from Arihara, but instead he throws over to first, and diving back is Ogo. I remember watching some of the KBO, and some of the teams in the KBO are quite good, don't get me wrong. But I also watched some of those other teams. I think it was SSG Landers. It looks like they've got 4 big league quality players, 4 college guys, and 4 high schoolers that could be in a lineup at one time. And that's what they get to pick and choose from their top 12. And I say that with full sincerity. Some of the players over there are not quite top quality players. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Murray Biashi. Our friend Mr. Cap says all the Japanese baseballs has knockoff MLB teams from the Yomiuri Giants are basically the Yankees. Everybody hates them. Yeah, that's your comparison. There's a couple of websites out there that talk about Japanese comparisons and how the teams are similar in certain ways. As there's a fastball that misses down, off to the races goes Ogo, and he is going to steal a base. That's going to be his 11th of the year. Ogo has been running wild. He's now tied for the team lead with Hirota Kobakata, as each have 11. Fatso TV says, do they have crossover league games, KBO versus NPB? Just in the spring training they do. They do a spring training series. There were a couple of teams that had come across to play, at least this year. Even the Chinese league, the Taiwanese league, does some crossover stuff. The Rakuten Monkeys would come over and play. So 2 balls and no strikes to Murray Biashi as the right-hander Arihara delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 2-1. So the possibility of a double play has been taken away for the moment, with Ogo stealing second. I think if I'm Arihara here, you want to try to get Murray Biashi, and then maybe with the open base to put Asamura aboard. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 2-2. Our friend Fatso says they should do an Asian championship. I'd be all over that. That'd be interesting, because much like they do the Caribbean World Series every year, it'd be a great idea to have like an Asian Cup at the end. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and it's now 3-2 to Murray Biashi. Mr. Cap says that would be pretty cool, like the Asian Cup of African, or African Cup for soccer. Yeah, 100%. You take the best of the best from Japan, the best from Korea. Maybe even toss in the best from Australia in that, and then you've got yourself a 4-team field. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, and it is pop foul down the third base line. But there's going to be room and space, as the third baseman, Kurihara, is going to make the catch just on the warning track there. And that is going to retire Murray Biashi. He's gone for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Hideto Asamura. Good idea, Mr. Cap, as it is to Fatso TV. That would be something to keep your eye on. Definitely would be something worth watching. One of the things that the Japanese do at the end of the year, the last couple of years, they played international games. So your season's over, and in North America, they're running to the beaches, and the best players in Japan are still playing an extra 1 or 2 or 3 more games. They played a European all-star team this year, but after the season in 2022, they had a little series against Australia. And you think about it, your pitchers, your players, everybody's in full form. Might be a little bit on the tired side, playing a lengthy season. But I also wouldn't mind to see something like that, maybe for all-star games. In the NPB, they play 2 all-star games. Fastball misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. And what I would like to see is, if they're going to do, let's say, an all-star game, maybe what they would consider doing is they would consider maybe having an all-star game of the players from the NPB against the all-stars of the KBO and do a home and home like that. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded through the 6-hole into left field, rounding third and heading home is the runner, and the play at the plate is going to be in time, and they're going to nail Ogo at the plate. He's going to be gunned down 7-2. A great throw by Kensuke Kondo, as Kondo is going to retire that runner. Trying to score, Asamura had himself a single. I'll have to double check to see if he advanced to second on the throw. But Ogo thrown out at the plate. So if you're playing the over-unders, depending where you sit on this fence, probably breathing a sigh of relief. What a great throw by Kondo and a nice tag there by Kai to retire the runner. So Ogo gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring out Hiroki Shimouchi. Asamura did not get to second base. He is at first. So Asamura, the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside, and it's ball 1 to Shimouchi. That was pitch 91 of the ball game here for Arihara. So some classy defensive play there by the left fielder Kondo. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses outside. It's now 2-0 to Shimouchi. Shimouchi tonight is 0 for 1. He grounded the third his last time up. He walked and scored the first run of the ball game for the Golden Eagles back in the second inning. So officially 0 for 1. So here comes the 2-0 pitch as the right-hander gets his sign from his catcher, Kai, and he works to the belt. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Daichi Suzuki waiting his turn on deck should Shimouchi reach safely. And here comes the 2-1 from Arihara. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field, but not deep enough. In front of it and making the catch is Kawamura, and that is going to do it. Well, the Eagles had an opportunity to try to cash another run on the board, but they failed to score. A great defensive play by Kondo, guns down Ogo at the plate. No runs in the inning. There were 2 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. As we mentioned, everybody, this is our Japanese halftime. This is where we take the extended break. We'll refresh our drinks. We'll stretch our legs. We'll be back here in just a few moments. We appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Top of the 6th is around the corner in a few minutes. Get yourself a cold one and come on back and join us. We'll be right back in a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the order to come to bat for the Hawks here in the top of the sixth inning. It's an extended break here as they do a little extra work here in Tohoku as they are watering at the infield and getting it ready for inning number 6. 3-1, the Fighters have the lead over the Lions. That game is in the sixth inning in Hokkaido. That is the only other game that is underway. All other 4 games tonight will be a later start, and they are at neutral sites. So stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after they finish off here. Your score is 4-1 for the Eagles over the Hawks as we move to the top of the sixth inning. Hawks have been threatening here a little bit, and it looks like they want to get into that bullpen of the Golden Eagles tonight. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. And Cody Ponce is coming back out to start inning number 6. That's a bit of a surprise. 97 pitches for the Tohoku right-hander through the first 5 innings. He was pretty much untouchable through the first 3, as he only allowed 1 base runner. It was a walk to Kondo in the second. In the 4th inning, he walked Yanagita and allowed the first hit to Kondo, but he stranded both of the runners. It was the 5th inning that the Hawks got themselves on the board. It was a leadoff double by Kurihara, and he was brought home on a 1-out single by Masaki Momori. And that is what cut the lead to 4-1 in this one. That was the only run so far by the Hawks, and it'll be Yamakawa, Kondo, and Kawamura to come to bat here to face Ponce in inning number 6. As once he completes his warm-up tosses, we're ready to go, and he is done. So they're just throwing the ball around the infield, and now that becomes the 6th inning, ready to resume the action. There's not a lot of places to hide in Tohoku. The sky is bright, and I don't know where you can get shade anywhere here. I guess the best shade would be sunscreen, and lots of it, because the skies are high. It is a beautiful day, a little bit on the cool side. We're starting to inch our way towards the summer months, and it can get blistering hot. Certainly in the south. There's a first pitch fastball delivered to Yamakawa that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. As we had mentioned before, the Eagles' bullpen is a bit shaky. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. Lost 2 major components from last year's team. Yuki Matsui is in the bullpen for the Padres, and Enraku had been released at the end of the year because he was tormenting teammates. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be golfed into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Yamakawa digging for 2. Here comes the throw, and it's not going to be in time. Oh, the big fella legging out a double as he slides safely into second base. So Yamakawa aboard with a leadoff double, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Kensuke Kondo. Only a matter of time until the Hawks hitters start flexing their muscles. And that certainly done by the batter here in this situation. That is Yamakawa with the base knock. So that brings Kondo to the plate, who is 1 for 1 today. He's also drawn a walk. Very dangerous hitters in this order, the 3, 4, and 5 spots for the Hawks. And they just feed off one another. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1. Kondo has raised his season average to 331. He's got 4 homers and 17 runs driven in. As Ponce gets himself a new baseball and rubs it up. Ready to go here again. Right-hander comes to the set position. He checks the runner at second base, now delivers. Slow breaking ball misses outside. The count now is 1-1. The opportunity in that last half inning squandered When you think about it, they scored the run. They had the runner Mamori at third and Shudo at second with one gone. Then Imamiya and Yanagita down on strikes to end the inning. He certainly had that opportunity. There's a fastball that misses down. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2-1 here to Kondo. As we mentioned earlier, for those of you who have just joined us, we'll look to do another one tomorrow night, more early action in the NPB. So bookmark the channel and come on back again for more Japanese baseball. Fastball swung on and missed. That was a tough pitch to swing at. Counts now 2-2 to Kondo. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. A rare 1 o'clock Japan time game, which translates into 9 o'clock Pacific or midnight Eastern. For those of you who like to listen in, here's the 2-2. Fastball misses down and in, and it's now 3-2 to Kondo. I have to say, the home plate umpire in this game has been rather stingy to both starters. We get the look at the replay on that one, and it did look like it was inside upon further review. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kondo. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side, fielded by Kobakata. He throws to first. Advancing to third is Yamakawa. That goes as a ground out 4-3. Kondo gone for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Yuto Kawamura. Kawamura, who got the start in right field tonight, is 0 for 2. He has popped to short and has struck out and hit. His average has dipped. He entered the fray tonight hitting 240. Check that. Let's go back to that again. His average has dipped to tonight as he entered the game at 333. Fastball misses inside, and the count is quickly 1-0. Dipped to 321 on the season. So Ponce working to the set. Now he steps off, and he's going to cycle through the signage again with his catcher, Ishihara. Friend Zay has joined the channel as a new member. We welcome Zay and appreciate you for doing that. Zay has been supporting us before. And now that you're supporting us again, we'll make sure we put some content in there for you. There's a ball that has been grounded to the first base side. Kawamura is going to be out on a ground out to 3. And because of where the fielder was positioned, they were unable to cash a run in there. That's going to be the second out of the inning. With the big fella running at third base, not quite likely to be able to do that. Pop up a couple of things for you here in the next little bit. Say we kind of neglected our membership page for a little bit. We had some couple last year. I haven't honestly decided what I want to do with that. We have some content there. So for those of you who do like to come in and ask us where we can find games, we have a listing of that in the section. As that fastball is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 here to Kurihara. Ponce delivers again. There's a changeup swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Kurihara tonight is 1 for 2. He's got a double in 2 trips. Our friend Luke says Kondo is deadly in this league. He absolutely is. Fastball swung on. It's lifted into left center field. Moving over to his right is Tatsumi. He's there. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it as Kurihara is gone for the third out of the inning. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Again, the Hawks have squandered an opportunity to cash a run. We'll be back in just a few, everybody. It is the Eagles for the Hawks 1. Appreciate you for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. We've got ourselves a 4-1 ball game. We'll be back in just a few. Bottom of the 6th inning coming up. Eagles in the lead 4-1. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the last half of the 6th inning, and slated to come to bat for the Golden Eagles is Daichi Suzuki, Ryuya Taira, and Ryosuke Tatsumi, as they are prepared to at least face Kohei Arihara. But I have a feeling, a sneaking suspicion, that his night may be over. We're just waiting here to see if the official change has been made. The Hawks here in this one. But no, it looks like Arihara is staying in. Gotta like the Japanese league. Both of these guys north of 90 pitches through 5 innings, and they're sticking around. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside. Of course, usually they don't get warmed up until you got at least 120 under the belt. So 1 ball and no strikes to Suzuki. Old school baseball, that is for sure. The managers will let their guys hang in there. There's a breaking ball that misses down. It's now 2-0 to Suzuki. I have to do the add up here on Arihara on his balls and strikes. But boy, oh boy, tonight he has gone to 3-ball counts on a number of occasions. Fastball swung on. This is lifted down the right field line, but it's going to hook into the seats foul, and that's going to run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. When I look at it today with the 3-ball counts to the hitters, he's faced right now. He is this is batter number 32 that he's faced in the ball game. When I look at it, I go 2, 3, 4, 8 batters. So a quarter of the batters he's delivered at least 3 balls to. And he's walked 4 here tonight. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-2. And we pointed out earlier in the stream that entering tonight's fray, he had walked 8 batters in 45 2/3 innings, and tonight he has already walked 4. So not the sharp control that we've seen from Arihara in 2024. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and line foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 2s. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. But our friend earlier was asking about I think it was Fatso TV, was asking about interleague play. And we started to talk about it, and then the inning ended. I did say I'd get back to it. They play 143 game schedule in the NPB. Fastball swung on. This ball is going to be looped into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Shudo is there to pick it up, and Suzuki is aboard with his 2nd single of the night. So he's aboard, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Ryuya Taira. I was just starting to say about interleague play that they play 18 games, and that's it. And they play it over basically a 3-week window. And that window is going to start here in a couple of weeks' time, as they start in late May and they go to early June. So that means you play 125 times against the other 5 teams in your league. And so basically you're looking at 25 games against your Pacific League rivals. So here comes the first offering to Taira, and he's already squared the bunt, and he gets it down, and it's a good one. Fielded by the first baseman, Yamakawa, and he throws it sidearm to Momori covering. That's going to be a sacrifice. It goes in the books 3-4 for the first out of the inning. Advancing to second is Suzuki, and that will bring up the center fielder, Ryosuke Tatsumi. And what I would like to see, I mean, if I was the commissioner of the NPB, what I would want to do is I would want to have 36 interleague games. And 36 means you play each team at home and away 3 times each. So now it takes your regular season down to 107 games between your team and your teams in your league, which now is about 21 and change games per team. And I think that would be something that would be palatable. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Tatsumi. But the interleague play is interesting because when you get a chance to see the teams face off against one another, they play the Central League rules at the Central League stadiums, Pacific League rules at Pacific League stadiums, so the pitchers have to hit in the Central League home games. Here comes the 0-1 offering as the right-hander delivers. Fastball swung on, is lifted into shallow left center field, racing over Ishido. He slides and makes the catch. Oh, what a play by him. That is the speed of Yukio Ishido on display. He got on his horse and took a base hit away from Tatsumi. So that's going to retire Tatsumi for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it up to the catcher, Tsuyoshi Ishihara. And for Ishihara tonight, he is the man with the big blow. He had a 2-run homer his last time up back in the 4th inning. He's also grounded into a double play. So his home run extended the lead or doubled the lead from 2 to 4 to nothing. So here comes the first offering here from Arihara. Right-hander holds to the set. The pitch is on the way. Fastball misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-handed hitting. Ishihara waggling the bat here as the right-hander works himself to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down. The count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. As we keep our eye on the out-of-town scoreboard, that game there is now in the top of the 8th inning, and the Fighters have a 3-1 lead over the Lions. As now Ishihara asks for time, and he steps out. He's going to adjust his batting gloves. Talked about it in my picks. Kona Takahashi was the starter tonight for the Lions as he went up against Yamazaki. And the thing with Takahashi is not pitched great this year, although I have to say tonight looks like it was a decent outing. Breaking ball catches the low part of the strike zone. It's now 2-1 to Ishihara. He wanted to come to Major League Baseball last year, and they said, no, we're not posting you. And this year, it's almost like he pouted coming out of the gate, but he hasn't pitched well. Last year, I would have argued and said he might have been the ace of their staff last year. So here comes the 2-1 pitch to Ishihara as he waits on the offering from the right-hander. Arihara, now time has been called as Ishihara feels that he's taken too much time. So the right-hander works to the set, now pitches. Fastball swung on, popped up behind home plate. Camping out underneath it is Takuya Kai. He's there, he makes the catch. And that's going to do it. Well, they waste a leadoff single by Suzuki as he is stranded at second. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 2/3 of the ball game here. The final 3 frames are coming up. Your score is the Eagles 4 and the Hawks 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in a few. Welcome back, everybody. We do have a pitching change. It is going to be Tomohito Sakai in relief. The right-hander is taking over here for Cody Ponce. So he is taking over here. As we said, the highlight will be to get into the bullpen, and that is exactly what the Hawks would be looking for to chase Ponce. I was surprised Ponce actually went 6 innings. That is what he did. So Tomohito Sakai on in relief. And you have to say it was a solid outing there by Ponce, and it does look like they may have another defensive change as well. To get caught up on that as it happens. Ponce tonight was able to retire, and by our books, 9 strikeouts tonight of the Hawks and only scattering 5 hits. So a pretty solid performance by the right-hander, and he's got himself in line for a win. It'll be Takuya Kai, Masaki Momori, and Yukio Shudo, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat here as we start inning number 7. We mentioned earlier, for those of you who like the picks, we do our picks on the daily. We have the Fighters to win tonight, so that one's looking like it's coming around. And we have the Hawks to win tonight, but that's a problem. We are not there yet. And here comes the first offering from the right-hander Sakai, and it is a fastball that misses up. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say Takuya Kai didn't go, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Kai tonight is 0 for 2. He has struck out and flown to right his 2 trips to the plate. As the right-hander holds himself to the set. And the pitch is on the way. It is a fastball that misses up and away. It's now 2-0. Our friend It's Bailey says under 5.5 Eagles, or under 5.5 and Eagles 1.5. Boy, oh boy, I think that you're on thin ice with that one. I don't think the 5.5 is going to hold here. I'd be shocked. Eagles to win by a couple, that might be shocking too. Fastball swung on and belted foul down the left field line. Kai turned that one around in a hurry, but just hooked it foul. Well, you never know, though. That is the beautiful part of this game. You never know what the outcomes are going to be. It is, you think on paper is what it looks like. And that's the hardest thing for those of the folks that like to come and put their nickels down on these games. We make our picks. All we're doing it on the basis of the pitching, how the pitching's been used, because you don't get the lineups till within an hour before the game. And so there's a fastball swung on by Kai. This is going to be lifted into right center field. Racing over and making the catch in the right center field gap is Tatsumi. And Kai is retired for out number 1 here. So 1 up and 1 away. It's Bailey says, I took it live after the Reds lost in the 9th. That made him upset. Well, that's the problem, is that you get into these situations where you make the call on games. They have a stat in Major League Baseball called wins above replacement. Well, if you don't know what the lineup is until an hour before the game and you're making your predictions, sometimes that's even tougher too if they've got guys that move in and out, especially the way the Buffaloes use their players. First pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Momori. Momori 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also driven in a run. As Ponce is in the dugout sporting a poncho. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, chopped over the head of the pitcher to short, fielded by Murray Biashi, who throws to first, and Momori is gone on a ground out 6-3. So 2 up and 2 away, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Yukio Shudo. And for Shudo, well, he tonight is 1 for 3. He singled and stole a base his last time up, and he has struck out twice against the starter Ponce. This will be his first time facing the right-hander Sakai here in relief. Shudo hitting .304 on the season, no homers and 5 runs driven in. He made a spectacular defensive play off the Bata Tatsumi the last inning. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Shudo. His wheels are impressive. You can sure on his horse and motor. That is for certain. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses up and in, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Shudo. Should Shudo reach safely, it'll be Kenta Imamiya who waits his turn on deck. And I have a feeling the end of the night will be that for Arihara. They do have action in the bullpen, but you never know as that fastball misses up and away, and it's now 3-0 here to Shudo. Hawks are only a walk and a knock from being back in this. They've got the most stolen bases and the most home runs. And our friend Tyler in the house says he's got the Eagles minus 2.5. Tyler, I'm not convinced that's going to work. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-1 on Shudo. Now, mind you, opening game of this series, you'd think that the Hawks would be where the favorite would be, especially with Arihara on the mound. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, hammered foul down the right field line. Counts now 3-2 to Shudo. Tyler says risky bet, and Mr. Cap says you guys are cooked. I'm not sure what everybody looks at sometimes, but we like to look at Odds Portal, especially the Japanese stuff, and you can go and have a look. And on Odds Portal, they'll tell you who the favorites are. The favorites were the Fighters today and the Hawks in this one. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted foul down the left field line. It's going to slice into the seats just over the netting. The count remains at 3-2 to Shudo. When you look at the matches that are going on, or the future matches a little later today, Tigers are the favorites, Swallows, Giants, and Buffaloes. I don't necessarily care or look at that when we're making our selections. Here's the pitch. Fastball down, and it squirts away from the catcher, Ishihara, and it goes all the way to the third base on deck circle, but that is going to put Shudo aboard. And we're going to get ourselves a pinch hitter here. And for those of you who know or don't know, it's going to be Richard coming to bat, or Richard Sunagawa, but goes by just Richard. So he's going to be pinch hitting for Imamiya, probably after Imamiya took that called third strike right down the middle. And sure had seen enough. So 5 for 15 this year for Richard, no homers and 1 RBI. Big fella comes in. Watching him play a couple years ago as a training player, and he had the 123 or some crazy number. But he is here. He is in scoring position when he steps in, and they throw over to first, and diving back is Shudo. Definitely a power option here as he hits from the right side. Our friend Mr. Cap says the Eagles BP about to sell. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Tyler says they've pitched well all day today. Certainly, Ponce has pitched well. That's for certain. Had a good start. As the right-hander is ready to deliver, here comes the pitch. That is a fastball that misses upstairs. So he says his stream crashed, so he's all audio tonight. Tyler says bets are all about risks. Absolutely. 1 ball and 1 strike it is here to Richard. As the right-hander Psyche ready to deliver again. I just look at the odds, and I look at also some trends. The trends are not definitely in the Eagles' favor throughout this season. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. If we created an algorithm, the algorithm is probably not in the favor of the Eagles, but that's the beauty of this game and why we play it. And Ponce did pitch well. Certainly the first 3 innings, he was electric. Last inning, he was good. The 4th and the 5th, it was nail-biting time if you were an Eagle fan. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander ready to deliver. Kicks and fires. There's a fastball. Take it for a called third strike. Richard stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 3. But I got to tell you, the umpire tonight has been pretty stingy on pitches. A lot of guys have had balls called for those type of pitches. But now that we're into a situation here and you got Richard at the plate, he hasn't earned anything. He gets banged for strike 3, and that will do it here in inning number 7 for the Hawks. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, a 1 runner left aboard. If you're a Hawk fan, you're probably shaking your head. Your score, Eagles 4, Hawks 1. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a bit. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us here. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It is the 9, 1, and 2 hitters slated to come to bat for the Golden Eagles in this one. It is Kobakata, Ogo, and Muribayashi. We do have a pitching change as the Hawks have gone to their bullpen. And they're calling on a left-hander, and it's going to be Takahiro Hasegawa coming in relief. And it looks like it is going to be Kawase who is going to be taking over at shortstop for Imamiya. So Takahiro Hasegawa on in relief as the left-hander ready to face Kobakata, Ogo, and Muribayashi. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So Hasegawa here ready to face the lefty again, left-handed hitter. And there is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. Mamori moving to his right, fields it. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Kobakata for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away. That goes as a ground out 4-3 in the books. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Yuya Ogo. And for Ogo here tonight, he is 1 for 3. He was gunned down at the plate. Now, I wonder how that's going to play into this here. Ogo was hosed for the second out of the inning in the 5th at the plate as Kensuke Kondo had come up and gunned him down from left field. So I'm curious to see if that's going to play a part in this one here tonight. So 1 ball and no strikes here to Ogo as the pitch is on the way. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. The count now goes to 1-1. Friend Drew Pierce in the house tonight. Welcome. We appreciate you for hanging out. So here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left field. Racing back on it is the shortstop Kawase, but the wind is going to take it for a ride, and he's not able to come up with it. Oh, I wonder if Kenta Imamiya makes that play. Imamiya considered to be one of the better defensive shortstops, obviously not the best of hitters. But that ball was popped into shallow left center field. Kawase had come back on it, and he made an absolute Z-route to the ball. Ball ends up in no man's land between the center fielder Shuto and the left fielder, and that's going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound, and that might be a one and done here for the reliever Hasegawa. We'll have to see, but he's coming out. That is it. So that's going to go down as a single. It wasn't actually an error because it never touched any of the gloves, but boy, oh boy, there you go. The Eagles have got the their leadoff batter, who is Ogo, on with one out here, and it's going to bring Murray Biashi to the plate. We're going to take a little break here. That was absolutely comedy. The Hawks are going to the bullpen. They're calling on a right-hander. We'll come back in just a moment with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. It is runner at first, one gone. After the break, we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is great that you guys are with us here tonight. It is a pitching change. It's going to be Katsuki Matayoshi coming in here, the right-hander for the Hawks. He's going to be trusted to face Itsuki Murray Biashi here with one gone. Unbelievable pop-up. I was just thinking about it on the in-between and the break. When you watch kids play, and you have a play like that, you got your head in your hand, and you're shaking your head because you're wanting them to be better. And then you watch a professional player, the way they played that pop-up just now, and the ball drops in and the way that he played it, and you shake your head and you say, I can't believe this guy's a professional player. And listen, at the end of the day, these guys make plays and they make lots of them, but boy, sometimes they can sure look like little leaguers. And sometimes little leaguers can look like big leaguers with the plays they make. That's what makes the beauty of this game go round. It is going to be Murray Biashi stepping in here. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He's grounded to third. He's flown to left and popped to third. The first pitch on the way is a fastball that misses down and away for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Picks from Dave says he is here from the States. We welcome you. Thanks for popping in. So 1 ball and no strikes to Murray Biashi as the right-hander ready to go again. Here comes Matayoshi to deliver. And instead, he fires to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner. It looked like the batter had called for time. I'm not sure if it was granted or not. But Ogo safe at first. Ogo tonight does have a stolen base. He's got his 11th of the year. He's tied for the team lead with Kobakata, who also has 11. As the right-hander ready to go again, they throw over to first base, and that is diving back in time is the base runner. Well, we do have a list of links for on our member page, so if Zay wants to scroll down, Zay, we updated that at one point in time, so I don't know if any of those will help you, because he says he has some stream issues, but usually that's what ends up happening. So if people want to donate their $2, they can go and look at the list that we put in there, and you're good to go. Comes the 1-0 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. There goes the throw down to second base. It's in time, but I think I'm going to be upset on that one. I think that's going to be interference on the batter. They throw him out at second base. A great job there by Takuya Kai to gun him down. The batter, Murray Biashi, literally stepped in front on the throw. So whether he was safe or not, the throw was in time and they nailed him. It's caught stealing 2-6. So Ogo gone for the second out of the inning. Our friend Zay says he'll check him out. You got to scroll down in there, Zay, as you do it, and that'll be able to give you some options. I haven't looked at it in a while. I might have some more in there for you as well. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There is a breaking ball swung on and top foul, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Murray Biashi. And then other people ask, well, how come we can't get that? I don't want to get ourselves in trouble. We do this for fun. It's, everybody else, if you want to jump in, and sometimes people say, how come you aren't showing the live video? That's a great way to get your channel shut down forever. Fastball misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Murray Biashi. That's not what our intent is. Our intent is to provide the English language service so people can enjoy the games. And hopefully come on back and do it again tomorrow night, because that's what we're looking to do. And then we can share the love for Japanese baseball. 2-2 here at Murray Biashi. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on and missed. Murray Biashi gone, and it's an unconventional 1-2-3 inning. No runs in the inning. There was the hit by Ogo, who was erased on a caught stealing attempt. No errors and nobody left the board. We are now through 7. Your score is the Eagles 4 and the Hawks 1. Why do I smell extra innings tonight coming into this one? It just has that feel about it. We'll be right back. It looks like a pitching change is on the way. We appreciate you guys for being here. Hang tight, everybody. We'll see you back in just a few. Here's a couple messages from our friend Steve. Steve Rademacher, be sure to check him out after the game and let him know Last Rounds Baseball sent you.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name. And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you guys. It does have that extra inning feel. I know you guys are saying don't say that, but you can just see the way this game is going. It just has this weird feeling to it. You'd think that the Eagles are going to just cruise right on through here, but it's got that weird vibe all night. You're just waiting for something to happen. And why do I feel that we get to the 9th inning, and if it's a 1 or a 2-run game, it is going to be a interesting finish for sure. Chihao Sung in the game, and so that's good news for the Eagles fans. The only thing is Yuki Matsui's not coming in for the 9th. So I'm not sure what their options are going to be there. That is a question mark that needs to be answered in Tohoku, as he is sitting in the San Diego Padre bullpen. So Chihao Sung here to pitch the 8th, and if you're confident, well, I'd be confident in him too, because I have liked the way he has pitched. It's the 9th inning that'll be the nail biter. So here comes the first pitch delivered to Yuki Yanagita, and it's swung on and fouled away. Count is quickly 0-1. Yanagita tonight is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice, walked, and stolen a base. Friend Drew says, no general hate. Yeah, there's people who come in and listen. There's people who gamble. There's people who like baseball. We're happy that everybody can find their niche in the sport, as that ball is grounded foul on the first base side. The count is 0-2. We like baseball. I don't really. Do we put money down on it? We put our money where our mouth is, sure, but don't put a lot of money down. It's not something that we look at. Sometimes I'll take the money line straight, or sometimes we'll actually parlay all 6 games together. We haven't had a lot of success in doing that this year. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2 to Yanagita. But just putting the stuff on the money line straight up, and you lose a little bit, you win a little bit. If we were in the money-making business on gambling, we wouldn't be making much money. I can guarantee you that. So here comes the 0-2 pitch as the right-hander Chihao Sung delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side. It is fielded by Kobakata. He throws to first, and that is one in the books. So we've got 5 outs left to get if you're an Eagle fan, as that is a ground out 4-3 for out number 1. So 1 away here. And just the interaction with the people that come in here as well. People who come in to listen to the games, they enjoy it. They give us an opportunity. There's not much out there for NPB, that is for sure. And so hopefully we can provide some insight and also some commentary for those who like to listen. There's a first pitch fastball swung on. It's cued off the end of the bat right to the first baseman, Suzuki. That's going to go down as a ground out to 3. So 2 gone here. 2 quick outs, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Kensuke Kondo. And we enjoy the regulars who do make it in, and certainly the early night like tonight can bring a lot of people out, especially in North America, for some afternoon Japanese baseball. So that's going to bring Kondo to the plate, and I've got a fly buzzing around in the broadcast booth here. I have to try to take a shot at. The first pitch to Kondo is a fastball taken out for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Kondo tonight 1 for 2. He's also drawn a walk. We're laughing. We were doing the game, was it last week? And the biggest B you could think of, we had to terminate in between innings. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. I think that was the night after that killer hornet landed on the field in Tohoku. I think that was the game between the Fighters and the Eagles, and it was the biggest hornet I think I've ever seen. Size of my fist. Mr. Cap, I'm not sure if he's taken out or if some of the others are heading out, but we appreciate you for stopping in tonight as that pitch is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2 on Kondo. We thank everybody who has popped in. Oh, actually, it looks like it's Drew Pierce who's the one who's headed out. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 2-2. Yeah, that hornet the other night, I actually went to Instagram and grabbed the video of that. That thing was massive. He was the width of the foul line in terms of size. Here comes the 2-2. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2 to Kondo. Well, if there's one piece of confidence that Tyler can take from this, I would say to you is that if Chihao Sung can get through this part of the batting order here, it's going to be a lot less of a daunting task in the 9th inning to have to go through Kawamura, Kurihara, and Kai. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded to short. Murray Biashi fields it, throws to first, and that is going to retire Kondo. Ground out 6-3. Well, we're moving now to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score is 4-1 for the Golden Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board for the Hawks and their half of the 8th. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here. I'll answer Tyler's question when I come back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. The Hawks are going to their bullpen, and it's the fourth pitcher used tonight. It'll be Yuki Samori coming in, as he'll be entrusted to face Hideo Asamura, Hiroki Shimochi, and Daichi Suzuki. You're in the ninth inning. Our friend Tyler asked the question. He says, do I let this bet ride with Hanshin as the anchor? Well, the Tigers tonight, as I go back and look at our picks, they are sending Murakami to the mound, who's 2-2 against Takahashi, who is 1-0 this year. Takahashi, I believe it was his first start, the last outing he had. Go back and look at the stuff. And Murakami's been outstanding this year. It's just amazing that he's only got a 2-2 record. The game is at Chinichi, and the Tigers do play well generally against the Dragons at their park, where the Giants most recently don't always play so well. So I got the Tigers in that one as well. I think they're going to win because the Dragons are trending the wrong way. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. I think the Dragons' first place taste of it and the way that they played in the month of late March and early April is going to be a distant memory once this season is finished. There's a fastball that just misses low, and the count goes to 1-1 on Asamura. So that's my 2 cents of the matter. I think the Tigers are that. Mr. Cap says, what's on Instagram? Instagram, if you go to the Pacific League channel on Instagram, they'll run highlights sometimes, and not all the time, but they have some pretty good clips. And the clip of that Hornet was the one on IG. Fastball swung on, grounded over to short, fielded by Kawase. He does a 360, and he throws to first, and that's going to retire Asamura. It goes as a ground out, 6-3 for the first out of the inning. I've got each of the teams bookmarked except for one. I can't remember. There's one team that I don't think has an Instagram page or didn't have, or whatever it was, a social media presence. But I think everybody's got one. And some of the Instagram pages are better than others. Some of the teams will put photos of or highlights from the game, and some teams just don't. Not sure why that would be, but certainly the Pacific League, they'll have highlights on their page of what's gone on in the Pacific League. There's a fastball swung on, grounded over to second. Another play fielded neatly by Momori. He throws to first, and Shimochi's in the books on a ground out, 4-3. So 2 gone here, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Daichi Suzuki. And for Suzuki, he is 2 for 3 tonight, a couple of singles in 3 trips. That's kind of neat. In the middle of the Ferris wheel that they have in left field, they put the number of the hitter when he comes up. I've never noticed that before. They got this absolute huge Ferris wheel in left field. Tyler says, does he cash out now for 3 times the profit? I probably go with the Tigers. But that's me. I don't want to tell you what to do. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. We have been decent lately in our picks, but these neutral site games are the ones that also throw me off. And you got to remember that too, Tyler. The neutral site, or they call them the regional games, fastball misses down and in, and the count is 2-0. So I can't get a vibe on any of that stuff. Like, I don't know what it's like to go and play a one-off in the middle of the season somewhere else. It takes a home field advantage away from a team like the Dragons, who it's supposed to be their home game. And I think that favors the Tigers more than anything else. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and it's now 2-1 to Suzuki. But that's my 2 cents. Ashton says SoftBank's a lock. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. As the offering is on its way, there's a fastball swung on, and it's belted foul. Count is 2-2. Our friend Ashton says, you think SoftBank can win this game in the 9th? Honestly, I think their chance was in the 8th inning when they sent the hitters of Yanagita, Yamakawa, and Kondo to the plate. That was their best chance to pull this out. They can still do it, but the odds are definitely not in their favor now. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, as the weaker part of the batting order is about to come up. 2-2 on the way. Breaking ball waved at and missed. That was a uncompetitive at bat by Suzuki. And the Eagles go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the eighth, and it's all about to be unveiled here in just a moment. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Eagles are going to try to close this one out here tonight against the Hawks. Stick around, everybody. We appreciate you guys here for listening in. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. Thank you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Takahiro Norimoto coming on in relief here to try to close this one out for the Golden Eagles. Norimoto, the veteran right-hander, 33 years old in the closing role this year. He is making his 13th appearance of the season. We're going to see how this one is going to play out here. As we said, Yuki Matsui would be the closer who could come in to take care of the ball game for the Eagles last number of years, but he has moved on to Major League Baseball. So Norimoto here to come in to try to close this one out. We'll see how this one is going to play out here for the Eagles in their last half of the inning. One thing with Matsui, even though Matsui was the closer, boy, oh boy, he was one of those ones who would make you bite your fingernails. When he came in, it was often a bit of a roller coaster when he would roll into the game, but he always seemed to get the job done. Well, for Norimoto, as he comes on in relief, he has been mainly a starter through the most part of his career. Now he's in at the back end. He's got 7 saves this year in his 12 appearances. He's also got a win and no losses. But he also has not allowed an earned run in his 12 innings of work. 9 hits, walked only 2, and struck out 9. That is what he is doing here. So I hope that's not the kiss of death, as he is ready to face Kawamura, Kurihara, and Kai, the 3 Ks here in the order. The first pitch on the way is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Kawamura. It looks like there may be a pinch hitter here, so this is number 57 in the ball game. And that is exactly what that is. It is a pinch hitter. This is Riku Ogata. So Ogata into pitch hit for Kawamura, as we got that a little bit late, as the first pitch was a ball. Here comes the 1-0. Fastball at the knees, taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So Ogata batting here in the 9th inning in place of Kawamura. Then it's Kurihara and Kai slated to come next. Pitch on the way, fastball swung on, grounded over to the second baseman, Kobakata. To move deep into the 4-hole, into the grass in right field. He makes the play. That's going to go down as a ground out, 4-3. So 1 away here, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Ryoya Kurihara. Our friend Tyler in the house here tonight, waving the pom-poms for us, and we appreciate that. Woodster says if he lost, he's never going to bet again. More teams coming at 5 a.m. That is for sure. The first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down to Kurihara, and the count is 1-0. Kurihara tonight is officially 1 for 3. He's doubled and scored a run. He's flown to center and grounded to short. As Norimoto works into the windup, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is 1-1. Tyler says our reverse jinx is working. There you go. And it's Bailey says the under. Yeah, you're looking at it pretty close here. Nothing would probably tick you off than with 2 out, a guy hits a solo shot. There's a fastball, take it for a called strike. The count is 1-2. The good news is if it was 2 outs and that guy would be Takuya Kai, that would make you even more angry because he doesn't have any pop in the stick. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Kurihara as the right-hander Norimoto kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded softly to second. Kobakata fields it. He throws to first. And that's going to retire Kurihara and a ground out 4-3. And that will be 2 away here. So now the Hawks are down to their final out as Takuya Kai comes to the plate. 0 for 3 tonight. And Cody Ponce in line for a victory and Kohei Arihara in line for a loss if everything holds here. But we are going to have a pinch hitter for Takuya Kai. And this is looking like it is going to be number 7, and that would be Akira Nakamura pinch hitting for Kai. And the first pitch on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1. So Nakamura here pinch hitting. As he is ahead in the count at 1 ball and no strikes. Here comes the pitch from Norimoto. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0. Got to say, Norimoto bringing some heat. That last pitch was at 95 miles an hour. I don't remember Norimoto as a starter living at that distance, but being that he can do some of that stuff, that is pretty cool. And the pitch is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and now the count goes to 2-1 on Nakamura. Just as a reminder before everybody taps out of here, and that is, don't forget that we'll be back on the airwaves potentially tomorrow night. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into shallow right center field. Moving over on it is Tatsumi. And there's your ball game. There you go, everybody. The Golden Eagles with an upset over the Hawks here, as that is going to end the ball game here. 3 up, 3 down, 9th inning. Norimoto made it look easy. He picks up his 8th save of the season. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Stick around, everybody. We'll come on back, and we'll give you the wrap-up of this game. We'll give you the roundup around the league, and then we'll call it a night, and hopefully we'll see you back in here again tomorrow night on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this from our friend Matt.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team. But I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game. And if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody, and that is Odds Portal. We put up, it was 2.39 to 1 for the Eagles for the win tonight. They were definitely the underdog going into this affair. We'll give you the roundup here as the Eagles scored 2 in the second and 2 in the fourth. In the second inning, Shimouchi walked, and then it was a Daichi Suzuki single. Up stepped Ryuya Taira, and he drove home Shimouchi with the first run of the game with an RBI single. After a walk to Ryosuke Tatsumi, Tsuyoshi Ishihara grounded into a double play, and that brought home Daichi Suzuki for the second run of the ball game. That gave the Eagles a 2-0 lead. The Eagles added to their scoreline in the fourth inning with 2 out, a walk to Tatsumi, and up-stepped Ishihara, and he smacked a 2-run homer into the left field seats, giving the Eagles a 4-0 lead. Hawks were able to get one back in the top of the fifth. Ryoya Kurihara doubled after a flyout to right field by Takuya Kai. Up-stepped Masaki Momori, and he singled home Kurihara with the first run of the game for the Hawks. And that was it. Their final score was the Eagles 4 and the Hawks 1. That was pretty much it. Cody Ponce gets the win. He goes to 3-2 on the season, a pretty spectacular performance for him. Struck out 9 batters in his 6 innings of work. The loss is going to go to Kohei Arihara, who drops to 3-3 on the season for him. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you guys for listening in and looking in. Tyler says, probably not staying up for the Tigers game. Hopefully he wakes up to a big payout. Yeah, we're not going to stick around either and watch that. I've got some other stuff to go on. I'm going to try to get a late night walk in for some exercise and hopefully be able to bring you guys back here tomorrow night. As I said, I've got a conflict that hopefully can be done early, but we're not really sure. And it'll be a race to get to the call for the game at 9 o'clock Pacific or midnight Eastern. But we'll do all our best that can because it is an early game and we'd love to be able to do it. I'll set up the stream for that and hopefully you guys can join us as well. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you for being here. You've listened to the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow night and definitely on the weekend when we call some more action. Have a great night, everybody.